It's Thursday, March 5th.
I understand that the service levels that customers are experiencing right now is not what they expect, not what they deserve, and we're not satisfied with it either. So, the positive thing is we're all on the same page and that we know that we need to improve.
The City of Ottawa is pledging to make improvements for OC Transpo after a rough start to 2026 for bus and train riders.
We're adding to the cricket infrastructure in our city to support the growing population of cricket players.
A controversy over the location of a new cricket pitch in our city. We'll tell you why the plan isn't being well received.
3, 2, 1. 55!
Imagine that. And Hawkesbury's lucky lotto winner shares his spending plan after winning $55 million. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning, come on in. We're so glad you could start your day with us. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Yellow.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and so much good news. Winning $55 million, that would put a smile on my face.
Wouldn't that be nice, right? And we'll see what he is going to be spending that money on, but I'm sure there's so many things. In the sports world, an interesting occurrence happened yesterday. The Ottawa Charge, with the win at TD Place last night over the Seattle Torrent, but the game was delayed for about an hour because of a problem on the ice. We'll tell you about what we're talking about and how the Charge killed the time while they waited to play. But first, we'll get towards our news headlines.
It has been a rough year for OC Transpo, and the interim head of the transit agency says he is well aware of the problems and is pledging to make things better.
I understand that the service levels that customers are experiencing right now is not what they expect, not what they deserve, and we're not satisfied with it either. So, the positive thing is we're all on the same page and that we know that we need to improve.
Over the winter, thousands of bus trips have been canceled due to a lack of available vehicles, drivers, and mechanical problems, while Line 1 of the O train has been running at reduced capacity since January because of a spalling issue. Charter says some good news is coming, and the East End extension is still on track to open in Q2.
The verdict at the impaired driving trial for Ottawa Councillor Matthew Luloff is expected today. Luloff was arrested in the summer of 2024 and pleaded not guilty to operating a vehicle while impaired and one count of having a blood alcohol level over the legal limit. The councillor's lawyers allege that there were several breaches of his charter rights and that the charges should be dismissed. It's a $60 to $90 billion mega project evoking mixed reaction in Eastern Ontario. Hundreds of people in Perth had their say at an open house about the proposed high-speed rail line. Some say that they are on board with the new high-speed rail line, pointing to the economic and employment boost that it would create. Others, though, fearful parts of their farms could expropriated to pave the way to train tracks.
I'm not looking for jobs, but my kids and my grandchildren are going to be looking for jobs. I think if we want a prosperous economy, we need a transportation system for the 21st century, and this is going to be it.
Our concern is that rural communities will be bearing the brunt of the risk with a project like this, and will be reaping very few of the rewards.
The entire line would stretch from Toronto to Quebec City, and a possible route could cut through Perth. Alto, the Crown Corporation behind the plan, says that the final alignment of the corridor will be 60 meters wide, and it promises fair compensation for any expropriated land.
A trial is now underway for an Ottawa mother and her then-boyfriend, Booth, both accused of killing her infant. The little boy's name was Colton. His mother, Borvi Booth, and her former boyfriend, Patrick O'Connor, have pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder in his death. Emergency crews were called to the home in the Britannia area back in October of 2021. The baby died in hospital, but police had suspicions about the couple's story. A police officer testified O'Connor told him Booth had fallen asleep breastfeeding and Colton fell off the bed, hitting his head on the bed frame, then the floor. He said the baby appeared to be okay. O'Connor said he then fell asleep holding Colton facing him, and when he woke up, the child was cold to the touch and not breathing. The trial is expected to last 8 weeks and hear from a number of witnesses, including paramedics who responded to the call and rushed Colton to hospital.
A flood watch has been issued for North Gore with mild temperatures and some rain in the forecast this week. This is in the Rideau Valley watershed in the North Gore area and for the Stevens Creek and Taylor Drain area. Officials say widespread flooding is not expected at this time.
The mayor announced a portion of Beryl Gaffney Park will soon be replaced with a cricket pitch.
We're a city where there's lots of recreation space. There are football fields, there are soccer fields, there are baseball fields, there are ultimate fields, and there aren't enough cricket pitches. So we're adding to the cricket infrastructure in our city to support the growing population of cricket players. It's a growing sport, one of the fastest growing sports in our community, and it's green space that everybody can enjoy.
Mark Sutcliffe made the announcement at City Hall yesterday for a plan to build an additional 5 or possibly 6 cricket pitches to accommodate the popular growing sport in Ottawa. The city is investing about $1 million at Beryl Gaffney Park, which will be Ottawa's first dedicated cricket pitch. There's no timeline for when the pitch will be built or an opening date. The Kingston Hospital is treating people in unconventional spaces as it deals with a record number of patients. The Kingston Health Sciences Center said it had more than 630 patients at its 2 sites last week, well above the 570 beds available. The hospital does not say why it's seeing a spike. It's warning of longer wait times in the ER and says patients may be assigned to a bed in an unconventional space that has been converted to patient care.
It will soon cost a little bit more to get a Canadian passport. The federal government is increasing fees on March 31st. It says the price adjustment reflects inflation and the growing cost of producing secure travel documents. The cost of a 5-year adult passport will now increase by $2.50 to $122.50, and the price of a 10-year adult passport will be $163.50.
Hitting the jackpot in Hawkesbury has happened again. The Eastern Ontario town had a $50 million win back in 2011, and now, 15 years later, a $55 million prize has just been claimed.
Felt like, wow, I won $55 million. When I say it again today, it's just empowering, because I knew then that this money could bring a lot of happiness to a lot of people around me.
He plans to arrange a family trip to celebrate the win and then plan some bucket list travel, including attending Formula One races, touring NFL stadiums, and going on golf trips.
Looks like a good plan so far. Francois Massé adding that there could be a new home and a new car in the future. Well, any car you want at that point.
Possibilities are endless with that kind of money.
I love too that he came out and he said, you know, it's such an amount of money that I can share it with all the people around me.
Absolutely.
Just life-changing.
Life-changing. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Incredible. And I guess if you're looking to buy a lottery ticket, that's a good vicinity. If you're going through Hawkesbury, your chances look pretty good.
Hey, we got the Bennett team on a little bit later. Maybe we'll ask them about any vacant properties that are happening in Hawkesbury.
Right.
We'll change the whole segment today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go where the lotto wins are.
Our forecast today, another beautiful day. Hopefully you had some time outside yesterday where it was just vibrant into the afternoon. The sun was shining, the temperatures were mild. Similar day today, not as sunny to start things off though, and mild. We are sitting at -2, so not so bad temperature-wise to kick off your morning. -3 in the valley, -1 out in Kingston, -3 in Brockville. This is how it feels out there this morning. It feels closer to -9, so there is a stronger wind chill this morning than there was yesterday at this time. It feels like -7 in Kingston, -6 currently in Brockville, -9 as well out in the valley. So slightly cloudier to start off your day. We will see some cloud coverage this morning. Those clouds will clear out around 10 o'clock this morning, and we will make way for some sunshine into the afternoon. Mix of sun and cloud throughout most of the day today. Most of the rain will stay around us, but tomorrow is looking unfortunately a little bit wet. There is a chance we could see some freezing drizzle tomorrow morning during your morning commute, so keep that in mind. Then into the afternoon, overcast throughout most of the day, and then starting late in the afternoon, early evening Friday is when we're expecting some rain, and we could see quite a bit of accumulation. We could see about 10 millimeters of rain on Friday, and another 5 to 10 as we head into Saturday. So you can see your Saturday forecast also looking a little bit soggy, but it should clear up late in the afternoon on Saturday. Temperatures today reaching a high of 1 degree, mixed sun and cloud this afternoon. So yes, still have my sunglasses out and my parka. That's how it goes throughout these winter months. 1 degree is the high throughout Ottawa, the Valley, a little bit warmer in Bancroft, sitting at 4, 5 for Kemptville, Trenton, Kingston area, same with along Cornwall. 0 is the daytime high in Cornwall for today, 1 in Gatineau, -1 over in Mont-Tremblant. So here's a look at what you can expect over the next 7 days. Very warm temperatures on the way, but next Thursday is when we'll see a shift, and it'll be a bit cooler as we head towards next weekend. 1 is the high today, mix of sun and cloud, -7 is the low. Tomorrow, staying warm, 4 degrees is the high. We could see that rain, 10 millimeters in total. 13 for Saturday, so climbing back into those double digits. Lots of rain on the way throughout the morning, but then a little bit of sunshine into the afternoon. Staying mild on Sunday, and next week, temperatures in the double digits for Monday and Tuesday.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
No issues on your highways this morning. Roads are clear and volume is nice and light. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. We are taking a trip to Montana's Briar for this one. It's PEI taking on Nova Scotia. PEI skip Tyler Smith facing one with his last. Trying to slash this one into the rings to wipe out that one red stone, and he makes it. That is good for 3. What a shot from Smith. Helps PEI pick up their 3rd win at this year's Briar and earning your must-see moment from Wednesday. And we've got more coverage of the Montana's Briar for you today. It all begins at 8 a.m. Eastern over on TSN 1 and 5. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a terrific Thursday.
Dreaming of an unforgettable adventure? Indulge in the magic of Hong Kong. Enter for a chance to win a trip for 2, courtesy of the Hong Kong Tourism Board. The prize includes round-trip flights on Cathay Pacific, 4 luxurious nights at the Park Lane, Hong Kong, $1,000 in spending money, and a 3-day pass granting access to over 20 amazing attractions. Explore vibrant markets and serene temples. Indulge in world-class cuisine and take in breathtaking views. Enter online at ctvottawa.ca or scan the QR code right there on your screen. Good luck. Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, a warning about door-to-door contractors.
They were really pushing me and, yes, frightening me into thinking that something devastating would happen.
We will share the story of an Ontario woman out nearly $50,000 after an apparent scam. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Good morning, Ottawa. Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. The verdict at the impaired driving trial for Ottawa Councillor Matthew Luloff is expected today. The mayor announced a portion of Beryl Gaffney Park will soon be replaced with a cricket pitch. And a flood watch has been issued for North Gower with mild temperatures and some rain in the forecast this week. Now, a check on the forecast.
Won't get as warm as we saw yesterday, but still not too cold. And above that freezing mark, little bit of cloud cover this morning before the sunshine pokes out ever so partially this afternoon. We are climbing up to a high of 1, but we have double digits in our future. The warmth is here to stay. Melissa breaks it all down. Let's take a look at the roads on your Thursday morning. It is 6:15 on your Thursday morning. Nothing major to report. We'll be sure to pass along any detours or accidents along the morning routes.
With spring approaching, there may soon be more door-to-door contractors pitching their services and looking for work. But as CTV's Pat Foran reports, one woman lost nearly $50,000 to shoddy workmanship.
I can't believe that it happened. It's almost like a nightmare.
Colleen McMichael of Etobicoke says it was a day in late January when she heard someone knocking.
2 gentlemen came to my door and said that they were in the neighborhood and they were taking ice and snow out of all of the eaves troughs.
McMichael agreed and they went on top of her home to take a look.
The 2 men went up on the roof and they were there less than 10 minutes. They came down and told McMichael her roof was in horrible condition and needed to be dealt with right away.
And that there was actually a hole in the roof and that there was an animal in the roof.
She was told there was mold, rotting wood, and it needed to be a rush job to keep her safe.
They were really pushing me and, yes, frightening me into thinking that something devastating would happen to the roof and to my house if I didn't take care of it.
McMichael says at the time her mother was ill and her dog had recently died. She feels she was vulnerable when they told her to pay more than $47,000 in advance, which she did. She says they also tried to convince her to pay thousands more to replace her eaves troughs.
No, I haven't got the money.
McMichael signed a contract with Skycrest Roofing Experts. When we called the company, they said there was a bad connection and hung up.
Hello?
Sir, I can't really hear you at the moment. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Other calls and emails we sent to Skycrest Roofing were not returned. The company did work on the roof, but another roofer hired by McMichael told her nails and insulation were missing and some shingles were cracked and broken and the roof needed repairs. McMichael regrets handing over almost $50,000.
I've been taken for a ride, and it's really impacted me.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
A new poll from Ipsos Reid suggests that Canadians think members of Parliament should not be allowed to cross the floor to another party, and doing so should result in an immediate by-election. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from The Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. And Bill, what do you think about this? Do you agree with that, or do you think just let it be? If they cross, they cross?
What do you think I think?
I think that, I feel like you're really firm on one side where if you cross the floor, then maybe we have another election.
Well, yeah, I think Canadians are absolutely right on this one. It's an easy one. Listen, I understand it's parliamentary tradition. I know how our system works, but can't we re-examine the system from time to time and do what's right? And I think what most Canadians, in this poll, it's around 70%, I'm surprised it's not even higher than that. If you polled my audience, I think you'd find it's probably 95%, especially this week, to ask people. It's a terrible look that a Conservative member of Parliament who just crossed the floor and joined the Liberals, this is a guy, by the way, who said that he needed more time with his family. What's the first thing he does with the Prime Minister? Goes on a trip to Australia. I mean, it looks like this guy put himself above everybody else. It's an absolute betrayal of the people who elected you. I don't know how people can look at themselves in the mirror. You ran as one thing. That is called a promise. You made a promise to your constituents. You misled them. And now you're doing what's in your own best interest. And don't tell me that I heard that speech in Davos and it was just such an important moment. And shut up. No one buys that. You wanted to join the winning team. Well, that might work when you're a kid choosing which hockey team to support because, you like to see your team win the Stanley Cup. This is real life, and you have a responsibility to your constituents. So you want to change parties, that's fine. You have a right to do that. But put yourself to the test in front of the constituents. And by the way, I think the party that's encouraging them to cross the floor should pay for the by-election out of their party funds, not out of our money.
Yeah, Bill, especially, people even more frustrated, like you pointed out, when he said, you know what, I'm actually going to retire. I need to spend more time. And then immediately changes and goes on these trips. So that just continues to frustrate people.
Yeah, I mean, the opposite of that, right?
Yeah.
I want to spend more time with my family. And then does he take his family on this trip? I don't think so. But seriously, he couldn't look more like he was manipulating the situation from the start. I mean, it was predicted this guy was going to cross the floor for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then he did, and he tries to turn it into something else, and no one is buying it. So good for Canadians. I think they're on the right side on this one. Will it go anywhere? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. We'll have to wait and see, but definitely voicing their opinions. Appreciate your time, Bill.
But wait till this guy goes back to the polls. He's going to get his butt kicked.
Oh, there it is. All right, there's the little foreshadow from Bill Carroll. And remember, you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 till 10. We'll take a peek outside before we head to break, and some sunshine is expected later, and temperatures 1 degree this afternoon. We will be right back.
Resident is $55 million richer after winning the January 9th Lotto Max jackpot. So that got us thinking, what would you do with $55 million? Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. I love the smile on his face. He just seems so super confident too. Like, okay, I got this. This is going to be great.
$55 million, I think, would make anybody smile probably for years and years to come.
I mean, there's so many things that you could do with this, but one thing that I would do that I would be so excited to do would be something for my dad. My dad's just done so much for our family over the years and continues just to be that pillar in our family who does so much for us. And about 10 years ago, he's had this car our whole entire life. It was a 55 Chevy, an old antique. The license plate was Tim Bob. It's this bright blue, and it's been his baby. And he sold it about 10 years ago now because, or maybe even like about 6 years ago, he just didn't have enough time to spend on it like he used to because he has so many grandchildren and he was busy with my sister's kids and then I had kids. And so he sold it and he still talks about it to this day. So I would have loved to just show up one day with that Tim Bob 55 Bel Air Chevy for him and say, this is for you, Dad. I bought it back and I hope you have time now to work on it like you would love to. So that's one thing that I always, whenever I dream of winning the lottery, I'm like, that's one thing I know I would do.
And it's hard too, right? Because the first thing I would do is be like, all right, like, Mom, what do you want?
Yeah.
Whatever you got. But they don't want things, you know? It's like, it's so hard to get parents items. So I would do the same thing as I would think about, okay, like, how can I sneakily get my mother something that she really wants, that she would actually accept? Because Mama, you're the first one, Dad, you're number 2, and then just spoiling my nieces and nephews with everything. But Mama gets whatever she wants if they allow me to get
sneak it in there. You just gotta sneak it in there.
Sneak in a house or whatever it might be.
Show up with it, right?
Yeah,
like, too bad, you own it, I bought it for you, it's in your name.
There you go. What a thoughtful gift too. Like, that's a lot of thought behind that. That's beautiful. All right, we're going to be hearing from you later on in the show. We are asking, what would you do with $55 million? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. We'll be right back after this short break. It is 6:30 on your Thursday. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Yellow.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and we have another mild day and temperatures climbing into the double digits in the 7-day forecast.
Oh, we love to hear that.
Yes.
Coming up a little bit later on, I took a dip in some water when it was not this warm, and it was even cold for me, who does the cold plunges. And I think you're going to be able to tell in the video, so that's coming up a little bit later on.
That's coming up a bit later. Okay, we'll get that plus today's weather report. But first off, we're going to get to today's top stories. The head of OC Transpo says he hears the frustration of transit riders across the city and insists that better days are coming. This comes as CTV Ottawa has been traveling with riders for a week-long series detailing Ottawa's worst commute.
It's hard to hear, but at the same time, we know that we're facing some challenges right now, and our customers are feeling it as well. The entire team here, you feel that sense of frustration from our customers. So it's hard to hear.
The system is dealing with an aging bus fleet, a shortage of mechanics and drivers, and reduced service on one of the LRT lines because of a spalling issue. Charter says some good news is coming, and the East End extension is still on track to open in Q2.
The verdict at the impaired driving trial for Ottawa councillor Matthew Luloff is expected today. Luloff was arrested in the summer of 2024 and pleaded not guilty to operating a vehicle while impaired and one count of having a blood alcohol level over the legal limit. The councillor's lawyers allege that there were several breaches of his charter rights and that the charges should be dismissed. It's a $60 to $90 billion mega project evoking mixed reaction in Eastern Ontario. Hundreds of people in Perth had their say at an open house about the proposed high-speed rail line. Some say that they are on board with the new high-speed rail line, pointing to the economic and employment boost that it would create. But others fearful parts of their farms could be expropriated to pave the way for train tracks.
I'm not looking for jobs, but my kids and my grandchildren are going to be looking for jobs. I think if we want a prosperous economy, we need a transportation system for the 21st century, and this is going to be it.
Our concern is that rural communities will be bearing the brunt of the risk with a project like this, and will be reaping very few of the rewards.
The entire line would stretch from Toronto to Quebec City, and a possible route could cut through Perth. Alto, which is the Crown Corporation behind the plan, says the final alignment of the corridor will be 60 meters wide, and it promises fair compensation for any expropriated land.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is not ruling out Canada's military playing a role in the war with Iran.
One can never categorically rule out participation. We will stand by our allies when it makes sense. There's a distinction between the offensive actions that were taken and are being taken by the United States and Israel, that were taken by them without consultation with Canada, with other allies.
Prime Minister Carney was speaking with Australia's Prime Minister when he was asked if there was a situation if Canada would get involved with the conflict. The Prime Minister called the question a fundamental hypothetical, but he said Canada will defend its citizens and stand by its allies. A trial is now underway for an Ottawa mother and her then boyfriend. Both are accused of killing her infant. The little boy's name was Colton. His mother, Bora Booth, and her former boyfriend, Patrick O'Connor, have pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder in his death. Emergency crews were called to the home in the Britannia area back in October of 2021. The baby died in hospital, but police had suspicions about the couple's story. A police officer testified O'Connor told him Booth had fallen asleep breastfeeding and Colton fell off the bed, hitting his head on the bed frame, then the floor. He said the baby appeared to be okay. O'Connor said he then fell asleep holding Connor facing him, and when he woke up, the child was cold to the touch and not breathing. The trial is expected to last 8 weeks and hear from a number of witnesses, including paramedics who responded to the call and rushed Colton to hospital.
A flood watch has been issued for North Gore with mild temperatures and some rain in the forecast this week. This is in the Rideau Valley watershed in the North Gore area and for Stevens Creek and Taylor Drain area. Officials say widespread flooding is not expected, though, at this time.
The mayor announced a portion of Beryl Gaffney Park will soon be replaced with a cricket pitch.
We're a city where there's lots of recreation space. There are football fields, there are soccer fields, there are baseball fields, there are ultimate fields, and there aren't enough cricket pitches. So we're adding to the cricket infrastructure in our city to support the growing population of cricket players. It's a growing sport, one of the fastest growing sports in our community, and it's green space that everybody can enjoy.
Mark Sutcliffe made the announcement at City Hall yesterday for a plan to build an additional 5 or possibly 6 cricket pitches to accommodate the popular growing sport in Ottawa. The city is investing about $1 million at Beryl Gaffney Park, which will be Ottawa's first dedicated cricket pitch. There is no timeline for when the pitch will be built or an opening date. The Kingston Hospital is treating people in unconventional spaces as it deals with a record number of patients. The Kingston Health Sciences Center said it had more than 630 patients at its 2 sites last week, well above the 570 beds available. The hospital does not say why it's seeing a spike. It's warning of longer wait times in the ER and says patients may be assigned to a bed in an unconventional space that has been converted to patient care.
It will soon cost a little bit more to get a Canadian passport. The federal government is increasing fees on March 31st. It says that the price adjustment reflects inflation and the growing cost of producing secure travel documents. The cost of a 5-year adult passport will increase by $2.50 for a total of $122.50, and the price of a 10-year adult passport will be $163.50.
The Ottawa Charge game last night was delayed due to an issue with the ice, and the team had to kill some time.
The team played hangman on the bench. The successful word was lacrosse. The team also got in on the wave with the fans.
The Charge would go on to defeat Seattle 4-3 and are now sitting in a playoff spot.
There you go.
So you see that. So they actually used a fire extinguisher to try to fix this hole. Then they looked at it. Then they had to actually go and flood the ice again, which was another delay. And this was when the team was already out there, not before the game. So there was, about an hour delay with that going on.
So it was a late night.
Yeah, but they got the win. That's all that matters in the end.
That's what we care about, right? Getting that W, no matter how it happens. That's great to see.
There we go.
And it's another beautiful day, and temperatures this weekend climbing into those double digits.
Love it.
Oh,
it's going to
nice.
be warm. Have you seen anybody in shorts and t-shirts yet?
Not
Just
yet.
myself.
Oh, I did see a couple of people in shorts and t-shirts yesterday. It is short and t-shirt weather for some people. For us, still wearing those parkas. A cloudy start to your morning, sunny and mild into the afternoon. Then the weekend looking very, very mild, but yes, also a little bit wet as well. Temperatures right now sitting at -2 here in the city, -3 in the valley, -1 for Kingston, -3 in Brockville. With that wind chill, this is how it feels this hour, like -9 for Pembroke, as well as in Ottawa this morning, as well as in Brockville. -7 is how it feels currently in Kingston, -9 as well in Cornwall. So still a little cloudy to start off your day. We will get to see some sunshine, so don't worry. The clouds dissipating around 9 o'clock this morning, and that's when they'll clear out, and then we will get to see some sunshine late into your morning, early afternoon, mix of sun and cloud throughout most of the day today. Tomorrow, however, is looking a little bit wet. There is a chance we could see some freezing drizzle early in the morning on your drive into work. Cloudy skies and overcast throughout most of the day on Friday, and then into the evening hours, that's when we're expecting more rain on the way, and we could see heavy rain at times as well. It will continue to rain. This is overnight Friday and through your early morning hours on Saturday. Most of the rain happening Friday and through the overnight. We could see about 10 millimeters with another 5 to 10 early in the morning on Saturday. The good news is it will then clear out Saturday afternoon, making way for some sunshine. Temperatures today just a little bit above average. 1 is the high into the afternoon, 0 for Cornwall, 5 for Brockville, Kemptville, 1 as well out in the valley for your daytime high today, and in Gatineau, -1 in Mont-Tremblant, as well as in Montreal, seeing a few snowflakes into the afternoon. Temperatures into the weekend, very, very warm. Overnight tonight dropping to -7. Even our overnight lows over the next 7 days, some of the days will be above that freezing mark into our overnight. That's how warm it will be. 4 degrees for tomorrow, again, overcast with some rain, about 10 millimeters, another 5 to 10 for Saturday. High of 13 degrees, so very mild conditions on the way and through the weekend. Then next week, staying really warm, especially Monday and through Tuesday, back into those double digits, overnight lows above the freezing mark.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
And we do have a collision right now. This is on the 174 westbound in Cumberland. It is causing delays. Otherwise, roads and highways are moving well this hour.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
And still to come on Your Morning Ottawa, the latest on the conflict in the Middle East as new strikes are launched between Israel and Iran this morning. We'll take a peek outside through our sky cam. Melissa letting us know it's going to be another warm day with hotter temperatures on the way. Stay with us. It is 6:40 on your Thursday. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Here are the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. A trial is now underway for an Ottawa mother and her then boyfriend, both accused of killing her infant. The mayor announced a portion of Beryl Gaffney Park will soon be replaced with a cricket pitch, and a flood watch has been issued for North Gore with mild temperatures and a little bit of rain in the forecast this week. But Melissa, it was a mild day yesterday. Do we got more of that to come?
We Definitely do. Lots of mild days over the next week, right through until middle of next week. Today's daytime high 1 degree, a bit cloudier than yesterday, but still some sunshine. -7 is the low. As we head into tomorrow, slightly warmer, 4 degrees. Overcast for Friday. We are expecting rain 5 up to 10 millimeters as we head into Friday, another 5 to 10 on Saturday. It is also looking a little soggy, but very, very warm conditions on the way. 13 degrees is your daytime high on Saturday. On the drive-in, still just that collision on Cumberland 174 westbound lanes. It is causing some delays this morning. Other than that, traffic is moving well. No major issues east to west.
President is $55 million richer, thank you very much, after winning the January 9th Lotto Max jackpot. So we asked you this morning, what would you do with $55 million? And here's what you had to say.
Well, Sherry says, if I won $55 million, I'd pay off some bills, go on a vacation, maybe even move to a bigger house. I would then invest the rest.
Love that, Sherry. Richard says, I would treat myself and my family with a trip in an RV across Canada. Make wise donations and get a private phone number.
Love that.
A must.
Melody says, very first allotment would be $2 million to the Ottawa Humane Society.
Yes.
Oh, what a wonderful boost that would be.
That is the best. I am with you, Melody, there. Sean says, definitely get season tickets for the Sens and the Blue Jays. See the world, donate to charities, maybe buy an expensive Picasso. Oh, get a little art in there.
Rosie would like that, too.
Yeah, that might cost you a big chunk of change, though. That might really eat into that $55 million. Ann says, I would retire from my job, buy my husband a truck, pay off my house and my brother's house, take care of my parents, and get them anything they need. Invest, donate to the hospital, and the homeless. There you go. Got the list all down there. That is wonderful, and love that. Why don't we keep the conversation going? We are asking, what would you do if you won $55 million? You know, buy a farm, take a vacation, help your family out. What would you do? Just keep thinking about that. Let us know. Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
You know what, I gotta say, even with that $55 million, especially coming from the Olympic Winter Games, when you hear from some of the athletes in the Olympians that were there, I don't know, it looks like maybe a little investment property overseas into the nice Italy world.
There you go.
All right, here's a live look through our Skycam on George Street, and not as warm as maybe Italy at certain times, but you know what, it is beautiful here in the capital. Stay with us, we got much more to come on Your Morning Ottawa.
It is 6:50 on your Thursday. Welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. As the U.S. and Israel's campaign against Iran enters its 6th day, more than 2,000 Canadians have requested assistance from the Canadian government to leave the Middle East. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us with the latest on Canada's response. Good morning to you, Scott. So the conflict in Iran is escalating, prompting the Canadian government to provide options to help Canadians leave the Middle East. Now, what can you tell us about those plans?
Good morning, Rosie. This is how quickly things can evolve. This is how volatile it can get in the region. Really, the Canadian government started yesterday by saying it was up to Canadians to get out on their own and that Global Affairs was not offering assisted departures. But by the end of the day, there was the Foreign Affairs Minister speaking to the media, detailing ways the government was helping Canadians get out of the region. And she broke it down in 3 specific options the Canadian government is working on. Let's first hear from the Foreign Affairs Minister, and then we'll break it down further after that.
1, a limited number of chartered flights. 2, block booking of seats on commercial flights. 3, ground transportation services, certain cases where it is safe to do so. This morning, 75 people departed from Beirut on a commercial flight with seats that we reserved. Another 200 seats have been reserved over the next 3 days for people who wish to leave Beirut.
So overall, currently, according to the Canadian government, there are more than 106,000 who have registered in the region across 15 affected countries. And the minister is urging more Canadians to sign up in order to receive the most up-to-date information. We've been speaking with Canadians in the region, some who say they're becoming increasingly frustrated with the lack of communication with the federal government. The minister pushed back on that point, arguing Global Affairs has been working around the clock through the Emergency Watch Response Center, Rosie.
So, Scott, what are the next steps for the federal government to coordinate evacuations?
So as you mentioned, there are just over 2,000 requests from Canadians to leave the region. Really, the Foreign Affairs Minister broke down the 5 countries comprising more than 85% of the requests for assistance from Canadians. So she started in the United Arab Emirates, where there are the most requests from Canadians. More than 1,000 have requested assistance leaving out of the nearly 30,000 registered in that country. Airspace is limited. Commercial options are limited. So the Foreign Affairs Minister says she's directed her staff to enter into contracts for charter flights for Canadians. That, of course, is contingent on approval from the UAE. In Qatar, she said there are more than 200 Canadians who have requested assistance to leave. However, airspace is closed. Qatar Airlines, she says, is arranging bus transportation for some 200 Canadians who already had tickets and also arranging other transportation through that country. In Lebanon, as you heard from the Foreign Affairs Minister, there were a commercial flight that flew out yesterday with 75 Canadians and 200 more seats. In Israel, the Foreign Affairs Minister said the Israeli government is working on busing options through the border with Egypt. And the other request where a lot of Canadians are trying to get out is from Iran. However, of course, those options are limited because there are no specific diplomatic ties. However, the government says they've increased consular assistance in countries surrounding Iran. So there are some options for Canadians to leave, but of course it is still incredibly limited and obviously will depend on the safety and security in each of these specific countries, Rosie.
CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thanks, Rosie.
It is time now for your morning fix, and Canadian comedian Mike Myers will receive a special honor at this year's Canadian Screen Awards to recognize his contributions to media and the landscape.
Actually, my name is Austin Powers. It says here, name Danger Powers. No. Danger's my middle name.
Oh, so many iconic scenes. That, of course, is Austin Powers, one of the many iconic characters Myers has brought to life. The Toronto-born Saturday Night Live alum will accept the Academy Icon Award. Myers helped galvanize Canadian nationalism last year amid U.S. annexation threats after wearing a Canada is not for sale T-shirt on SNL and mentioning elbows up as well. This year's Screen Awards ceremony is set for May 31st. There he is.
Does that make you sleepy, baby? Yeah.
Oh, you have so many Austin Powers.
I know. Those are iconic.
Oh, my goodness.
I love me a little Austin Powers.
And you can't help but chuckle when he says those lines, right? It's just so classically funny.
They're the best.
Yeah. The CEO of McDonald's is going viral for a bit of an awkward video announcing the launch of the Big Arch Burger in the U.S.
Oh, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this thing, I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right.
So CEO Chris Kempczynski shared this video of himself taking a bite out of the new burger. Now he's being mocked online for that tiny little bite he takes out of the sandwich. One comment wrote, "He's acting like he's afraid of it." Another says, "It just feels incredibly alien, makes me second guess eating McDonald's." And another says, "Gonna start test driving cars 1 meter at a time." So like here on the show, we have TV bites because sometimes you have to eat something and then talk. So I'm like, maybe that's what he was doing because he knew he had to talk after. So he just took like a bite to get the taste and the flavors, but he didn't want to take a big gulp because then it's so hard to talk with your mouth full.
It was just uncomfortable.
But it was awkward for
watching it. Oh man, it was just like when you think about someone. I think that was probably like the first record too. It's like there wasn't multiple takes. He just did it that one time.
Yeah.
All right, coming up in the next hour, the complex operation to get Canadians out of the chaos in the Middle East is underway. We speak to an Ottawa man who is stuck in Kuwait. Our sleep Sleep Week continues. We look at what you can learn from a sleep test and how to analyze your own sleep data. My Sleep, which we'll cover a little bit later on. And Caroline Phillips is back with another edition of Caroline in the Capital. She shares her latest rundown on all the must-know events happening in our city. Take a peek outside and tell you the last Skycam shows. A little sun. It's going to be one this afternoon. We'll be right back.
It's Thursday, March 5th.
I understand that the service levels that customers are experiencing right now is not what they expect, not what they deserve, and we're not satisfied with it either. So, the positive thing is we're all on the same page, and that we know that we need to improve.
The city of Ottawa is pledging to make improvements for OC Transpo after a rough start to 2026 for bus and train riders.
We're adding to the cricket infrastructure in our city to support the growing population of cricket players.
A controversy over the location of a new cricket pitch in our city. We'll tell you why the plan isn't being well received.
Hundreds of people in Perth have their say as plans for a high-speed rail continue to take shape. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning and come on in. Just after 7 o'clock, welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
Yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, as I like to call it, Little Friday.
I let you have it this time. I was going to say, I usually steal it from you, but the Little Friday is officially here.
Yeah, you were waiting. You were like, here you go.
Gotta give it back to her, right? She started the quote.
She did. I love that. Yeah, there we are, just one step away from the weekend here. We're going to get the weekend forecast as well from you. But first off, we're going to take a look at today's top stories. It has been a rough year for OC Transpo, and the interim head of the transit agency says he is well aware of the problems and is pledging to make things better.
I understand that the service levels that customers are experiencing right now is not what they expect, not what they deserve, and we're not satisfied with it either. So, the positive thing is we're all on the same page, and that we know that we need to improve.
Over the winter, thousands of bus trips have been canceled due to a lack of available vehicles, drivers, and mechanical problems, while Line 1 of the O train has been running at reduced capacity since January because of a spalling issue. Charter says some good news is coming, and the East End extension is still on track to open in Q2.
The verdict of the impaired driving trial for Ottawa Councillor Matthew Luloff is expected today. Luloff was arrested in the summer of 2024 and pleaded not guilty to operating a vehicle while impaired and one count of having a blood alcohol level over the legal limit. The councillor's lawyers allege that there were several breaches of his charter rights and the charges should be dismissed. It is a $60 to $90 billion mega project evoking mixed reaction in Eastern Ontario. Hundreds of people in Perth had their say at an open house about the proposed high-speed rail line. Some say that they're on board with the new high-speed rail line, pointing to the economic and employment boost that it would create, but others are fearful that parts of their farms could be expropriated to pave the way for train tracks.
I'm not looking for jobs, but my kids and my grandchildren are going to be looking for jobs. I think if we want a prosperous economy, we need a transportation system for the 21st century, and this is going to be it.
Our concern is that rural communities will be bearing the brunt of the risk with a project like this, and will be reaping very few of the rewards.
The entire line would stretch from Toronto to Quebec City, and a possible route could cut through Perth. Alto, which is the Crown Corporation behind the plan, says the final alignment of the corridor will be 60 meters wide, and it promises fair compensation for any expropriated land.
A trial is now underway for an Ottawa mother and her then boyfriend. Both are accused of killing her infant. The little boy's name was Colton. His mother, Maura V. Booth, and her former boyfriend, Patrick O'Connor, have pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder in his death. Emergency crews were called to the home in the Britannia area back in October of 2021. The baby died in hospital, but police had suspicions about the couple's story. A police officer testified O'Connor told him Booth had fallen asleep breastfeeding, and Colton fell off the bed, hitting his head on the bed frame, then the floor. He said the baby appeared to be okay. O'Connor said he then fell asleep holding Colton facing him, and when he woke up, the child was cold to the touch and not breathing. The trial is expected to last 8 weeks and hear from a number of witnesses, including paramedics who responded to the call and rushed Colton to hospital.
A flood watch has been issued for North Gore with mild temperatures and some rain in the forecast this week. This is in the Rideau Valley watershed in the North Gore area and for the Stevens Creek and Taylor Drain area. Officials say widespread flooding is not expected at this time.
The mayor announced a portion of Barrow Gaffney Park will soon be replaced with a cricket pitch.
We're a city where there's lots of recreation space. There are football fields, there are soccer fields, there are baseball fields, there are ultimate fields, and there aren't enough cricket pitches. So we're adding to the cricket infrastructure in our city to support the growing population of cricket players. It's a growing sport, one of the fastest growing sports in our community, and it's green space that everybody can enjoy.
Mark Sutcliffe made the announcement at City Hall yesterday for a plan to build an additional 5 or possibly 6 cricket pitches to accommodate the popular growing sport in Ottawa. The city is investing about $1 million at Barrow Gaffney Park, which will be Ottawa's first dedicated cricket pitch. There is no timeline for when the pitch will be built or an opening date.
We have some exciting news to share about a colleague that you may recognize.
Graham Richardson is returning to CTV News as Ottawa Bureau Chief for CTV National News, working out of the Parliament Hill office.
In addition to his many years as chief news anchor here at CTV News Ottawa, Graham brings a wealth of experience in political coverage and breaking news. Graham begins his new role March 23rd. We can't wait. This is a wonderful day for journalism, especially in our city.
Absolutely. I was so excited when I saw the news. I started jumping. I was like, oh my gosh!
A legend returns.
Absolutely. And you know, it's such a wealth of information for everybody. Even seasoned journalists can learn so much from him.
No doubt.
And we do have your weather picture of the day. Look at this. It was from Kent, and it's breakfast time in Mayo.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we would love to see your weather pictures, so please send them to us, weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that email address, weathershots@ctv.ca. A very mild start to your morning. Temps right now sitting at -2, -4 out in the valley. With that wind chill, feels closer to -8 for us here in the city. Feels like -9 in Pembroke, -7 currently over in Kingston. So not too bad temperature-wise to start off your day. Still a little cloudy out there this morning. It will be a little bit cloudy till about 9, 10 o'clock. And then we will see those clouds clear out and see some sunshine into your afternoon. Mix of sun and clouds throughout most of the day today. Overnight tonight, sky staying clear. It's tomorrow morning, early in the morning, that we could see a little bit of drizzle in the forecast. And then late in the day on Friday, we are expecting some rain tomorrow evening, which will continue into Saturday. We could see 5 to 10 on Friday, another 5 to 10 on Saturday. Your school day forecast for today, temperatures really warm, a high of 1 degree. Still cloudy out there this morning, but we will get to see sunshine in through the day ahead. And temperatures really warm across the region, especially areas to the south of us. 5 degrees for Trenton, Kingston, Kemptville, 0 in Cornwall is our daytime high today. 1 as well out in the valley, and in Gatineau -1 over in Montreal as well as in Mont-Tremblant. Over the next week, really warm conditions on the way. Overnight tonight -7, cloudy for tomorrow, overcast. Again, drizzle in the morning, rain late in the afternoon. We could see upwards of 10 millimeters of rain in the forecast. More wet weather on the way for Saturday, 5 to 10 millimeters, but it will clear up into the afternoon. We will get to see sunshine. 13 degrees is the daytime high as we head into the weekend forecast. And even next week, temperatures staying really warm to start off your work week.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
And we do have a collision on Colonel By Drive between Concord and Main Street. On your highways, we're also seeing delays eastbound 417 between Greenbank and Maitland. Slowdowns westbound the 174 between Orleans Boulevard and the Parkway.
The complex operation to get Canadians out of the chaos in the Middle East is underway, with more than 100,000 Canadians registered in the region. Glenn Williams is one of them, and one of over 2,000 who have asked for help getting home. He joins us this morning from Kuwait. Good morning to you, Glenn. I have to first off ask you about your well-being and your safety. How are you?
I'm good, Rosie. Thanks for having me. Yeah, we're doing all right here for sure. Just staying put and taking cover from everything outside.
Okay, so Glenn, Kuwait, that's where you are now. Was that the last stop on your trip?
Yes, it was. I was actually supposed to be home March 1st back in Ottawa. And I had a flight out of here at 2:20 in the morning from Kuwait to Paris and then Paris to Montreal.
Okay, so right now, I mean, you sound pretty calm, but tell me, paint a picture about the situation where you are. Do you feel safe? Are you hearing any kind of disruptions or even bombs going off in the distance? Tell us about the atmosphere right now.
Well, overall, I'll be honest, we feel pretty safe here. The government's doing a great job, well, not so much keeping people posted of what's going on, but the public itself is doing a great job. The locals here are staying calm. Really, we're told by officials to stay inside or don't go too far, don't go close to the water, things like this. But we do hear explosions in the distance. This morning around 11 a.m., I heard an explosion close. I don't know how far away, but we heard it in the distance. Overall, though, I mean, it is business as normal here. It seems like things are going, things are still happening. Cars are out driving, people are outside walking around. Overall, it is a pretty calm area. So I think what we hear in the distance, obviously it's a little bit scary, but the only thing you can really do is stay calm at this time.
Okay, so Glenn, what do you propose your timeline is for getting out of Kuwait and back home to Ottawa?
Well, we're hoping soon, but really no one knows what's going on. The government's kind of kept us in the dark over here in terms of when the airspace will reopen. So I've heard rumors that it could be Friday, but I've also heard rumors that it could be up to the 12th of March as well. So we don't know. Obviously, there was a drone attack on the Kuwaiti airport, and obviously they've got to deal with some rubble and everything there, clean up, and ideally they want to make sure that the airspace is safe for everyone before reopening. So,
Glenn, are you being told that if a flight does become available, you'd have to pay for it, or will the Canadian government pick up the tab?
I wish that was the case, that the Canadian government would pick up the tab, but so far we are expected to pay for everything on our own account. I don't know what will happen. Obviously, we have insurance through credit cards and whatnot like this, but I'm hoping, there is some reimbursement here, but at this time right now, we're just looking to pay for our own way out of here and find our own way out when the time comes.
Yeah, the sooner the better. Listen, Glenn, we have to wish you all the very best. Stay safe. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Glenn Williams is in Kuwait and looking for a way back to Canada. We're wishing you all the very best. Stay safe, Glenn.
Thank you very much.
All right. Coming back for a third year, CD Saturday is hosting their seed exchange event this Saturday. Coming up, we learn all about seeds. Our guest is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. We'll be right back after this short break. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
Well, it is almost gardening season, and you can actually start getting ready this weekend with a little seed exchange. Here with the details, we have Janet Mark Wallace. Good morning to you.
Morning.
So excited to have you back and talk about CD Saturday. Can you give us the details?
Yeah, so we're in year 3 of holding CD Saturday at Emmanuel United Church, which is just east of the general campus of the Ottawa Hospital. And what has really struck us in the past 3 years is the huge popularity of the seed exchange table. So this is where gardeners can bring in any seed that they don't need for the upcoming season, and they can pick up seeds that they do need.
That's incredible.
And the concept is to really increase confidence among gardeners about the saving, storing, and sharing of heirloom seeds,
That's
which
incredible.
is the basis of all agriculture. The one risk about using seed at the seed exchange table is we don't necessarily know how old it is.
Okay.
So, so I was going to demonstrate today that you can test the seed at home. This is the perfect time of year to start testing your seed.
Okay,
so
perfect.
If I can get you to put 10 of the pea seeds across the wet paper towel here. So the paper towel is damp, but it's not soaking.
Okay.
And you want to make sure it doesn't get dried out over the course of the next week. So if you put 10 seeds across.
Just across like that?
And in a week, you will be able to see how many of them have sprouted. And that will give you the percentage, the rough percentage of the viability of the whole package.
Nice. So I just do like so?
And then you can fold it over and put it inside the Ziploc and do
Fold
the
it
Ziploc
over this way, I guess? How are we
Yeah,
folding
you
it?
could loop it around like that.
Loop
That
it
would be
around.
good. Yeah. Yeah. So if the seeds turn out to be not 100% viable, that is not such a bad thing because you can use them in other parts of your garden. You can sometimes people use old seed to kind of overseed, like they'll use new carrot seed and then they'll sprinkle the old seed over top. Or you can get an old flower pot and for the viney plants like cucumber, zucchini, pumpkin. You can plant maybe 12 of them in an old flower pot, and if 3 or 4 of them come up, use them in your garden wherever you need them. Or somebody suggested to me a couple days ago, if you might put only 1 or 2 seeds in a little hole spaced apart, maybe with a low viability seed, put 4 or 5 of them in, and if they all come up, you can pick them early and eat them, like for kale or beet or something like that.
So not only can you exchange seeds, I can tell that you can exchange information expertise because you obviously know so much about gardening and planting different seeds.
Yeah.
Is that what gardeners do? They share info?
Yeah. So at the seed exchange table last year, we had a lot of high school students volunteering, and they were multilingual, and so there was a fantastic exchange of information where we had some older, experienced gardeners, but we also had the kids who were helping to like translate the information, so it was very lively.
Okay.
We also had a number of groups this winter that wanted to help with the cataloging of the seeds because people, sometimes it occurs to them in October that they want to get involved in gardening, so this year we said, yes, you can do it.
That's
you can start helping us make the envelopes and the tags for CD Saturday. So these envelopes are all handmade. These ones were all made by high school students. So we were working on a lot of skills. Like we were working on the language skills, drawing, origami, and the seed testing as well. So it's a great sort of garden club thing to do if you have a high school garden club or a Girl Guides or Scouts or something. This is a really fun thing to work on.
And beyond seeds, what else is happening at the event?
So we have a number of craft vendors as well. So we have chili lunch, Almanac Bakery is bringing baking. We've got a number of made in Ontario food products, natural bath products, handcrafted artwork, and soil and landscaping consultants.
Okay.
And we also have a number of nonprofit organizations that advocate for seed sovereignty, like Seeds of Diversity, Ottawa Carleton Master Gardeners, the Canadian Biotechnology Action Network, Ottawa Wildflower Seed Library, and we also have the Ottawa Renewable Energy Co-op coming in to talk about the larger question of energy security as well as food security.
Incredible. And can people just show up, or is there an entry fee?
There's no entry fee. No,
Amazing.
it's all free. So there are also free presentations throughout the day as well. So the seed exchange table, the entry, and the presentations are all free. And then there will also be local commercial heirloom seed vendors selling seed and the craft products as well.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and breaking it all down. And of course, if you want more information, CD Saturday is happening March 7th at Emmanuel United Church, 691 Smythe Road. There are also other events happening at Carp Agriculture Hall on March 14th, as well as at Almond Citizen Club as well.
All right, everyone, Andrew Holmes from Sleep Efficiency joins us because what we are doing is we're going to try to see if I can improve my sleep with an at-home test. So I'm going to take this bad boy home, but first, I need some guidance on what to do.
Super simple. So this is our kit. This is the box that it comes in. A little bit of an overkill at this particular point. But we've got our home-based sleep test in here, ready to roll. Essentially a ring. It's self-applied. We're going to run 3 different tests at different times, but it's all on you. All you got to do is get home, put the clip on your finger. We're going to have a ton of data to go through. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, it's going to be so simple. We're going to review it. We're going to see what my sleep patterns are. And then Andrew, the expert, is going to let me know some tips to improve it even better.
Sounds good.
We are locked in. We got this going on. We've downloaded the app which this connects to. I literally just hit start on the app, and then we get our test results. Woo! Hopefully the dog doesn't wake me up too many times, but it is what it is. Good night, everyone.
All right, Andrew Holmes joins us now from Sleep Efficiency to go over those results and see how I did. Good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning.
Before we get into that, I want to talk about just how those at-home sleep tests have really progressed over the period of time.
Yeah, I'd say in the last, maybe the last 10 years, it's really accelerated. So once upon a time, and still today, the hospital is kind of the gold standard, more comprehensive, but the technology has advanced tremendously. So what we're able to capture now are a variety of different metrics. This is all done in the comfort of your own bed. Our sleep tests actually ship to your home as well. You don't even need to leave. We live in that Amazon era where we can have these delivered right to your home. And, you know, we capture a variety of different pieces of information, and that's what we're going to kind of look at. So I'm actually curious to think, you know, ask how did you do on this whole kind of process?
It was so easy, right? Like I said, like right in their video now, I just put it on my finger. The app was downloaded. I hit start. When I woke up in the morning, I hit stop, and then the data was immediately sent to you guys, and then here we are to review it. So really easy.
What's super cool is I was actually able to look at your data the morning that you woke up. Like not on a creepy level, of course, but like, you know, it's one of those things where like it's instantaneous now, so we can actually see, did the recording work? You know, do we have the quality that we need? And sometimes if the device fell off, we can actually just reach out to the patient and say, you know, you need to do this again, because we pride ourselves obviously on quality and quantity.
Yeah, all right, so let's check out how I did. We broke it down into a couple of categories, which you observe.
Yeah, so there's about 2 or 3 pages that come out of the report, but these are kind of the headlines, if you will, no pun intended, being on the news here. So, you know, we have what we call an SQI, which is your sleep quality index. How stable of a sleeper are you? You know, if I spent 8 hours in bed and I slept all the way through, whereas you spent 8 hours and woke up every hour on the hour, you know, what is the quality of your sleep? Efficiency, so sleep efficiency obviously is the name of our business, but it's an industry term. It's the total time in bed divided by the total time sleeping. So how efficient of a sleeper are you? That's calculating how long did it take you to fall asleep, how many times did you wake up throughout the course of the night, you know, what were the duration of those wakefulness periods. So pretty efficient sleeper on that regard.
That's right, you like that green 92, baby.
You got it, very good. Latency means your sleep onset. How long did it take you to fall asleep? So the norm should be somewhere between 5 to 15 minutes. You're bang on at 10.
Sweet.
You know, some people say, oh, I can fall asleep in 2 minutes. That's not necessarily a good thing. It tells me that you're carrying a sleep debt.
Got it.
So 10 minutes is pretty solid. The total duration, I noticed your bedtime was like 7:45 or 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's super early. You wouldn't be able to do that in a sleep lab. You know, their lights out times are going to be 9:30, so very kind of conducive to your schedule, which is kind of operating out of normal hours.
Yeah.
What I want to focus on here is your sleep apnea. So our main home-based sleep test, that's what we really look at, is sleep disordered breathing. You know, how many respiratory events are you having on an hourly basis? AHI is apnea-hypopnea index. Apnea being a complete cessation of breathing for 10 seconds or longer. A hypopnea is a reduction in airflow. So there's upper airway resistance associated by a 3% oxygen desaturation, and that can cause sleep fragmentation. So we don't really call anything sleep apnea until it's up and over 5.
Okay.
5 to 15 is mild, 15 to 30 is moderate, and then anything over 30 events per hour is severe. So there are a few little minor breathing things going on. Did you have any kind of experience with your overall sleep? Did you notice anything from a respiratory related issue?
Yeah, not really. Like I felt like it was like I have a thing sometimes right before I fall asleep. I might get a quick gasp of air and then I go back to sleep. But during, no, I do feel like I have very powerful dreams, which I think was represented in what we're talking about.
Yeah, so again, on the report, there's 2 or 3 pages, and we're just taking some of the highlights here. Almost exclusively, all of your events that you're having in these respiratory-related issues and concerns were happening in dream sleep, in our REM sleep. It stands for rapid eye movement. When we go into our dream sleep, there's a muscle atonia that takes over the body, and it paralyzes your body, essentially, so that you can't act out in your dreams. Unfortunately, the upper airway becomes the most relaxed in this state, and therefore the respiratory events can be solely concentrated on that REM sleep. So outside of your dream stages, really no breathing events to speak of whatsoever, but just a few minor things going on. But overall, a lot of people would be jealous of this report, people that are watching right now.
Well, that's what I have to be really happy about it too, especially when you look at some of our co-hosts. I have the luxury of going to bed early, don't have kids, and be able to do that. And then you know what? We'll talk a little bit later on too. That is all our time for today, but really appreciate this and how easy it is to get this sleep test at home, Andrew.
Sleepefficiency.ca, happy to help you guys out.
The man, the legend, love that. You hear that? 92% efficiency. That's what we love to see. All right, coming up on the show, Caroline Phillips. She's going to join us talking about all the events that she was at last night. Oh, not even a 180, full 360 in the house. You know how she's able to do that? Because she's cozy in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Stay with us. She's talking about all the events coming up in our city right when we return. It is a beautiful day. Mild temperatures continue on.
We're so glad you could start your day with us. Hope it's going well. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we are talking about the forecast a little bit later and how mild it is. I actually put on a spring jacket yesterday.
I know. I had my big park on yesterday morning because it was cold in the morning, and then by the afternoon, I'm like, I don't need this.
I was in shorts.
Oh,
and of course,
I went to the mailbox in the shorts and I said, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
The sun set, and then I put the pants back on.
Okay. We'll talk about the full weather forecast coming up in the next few minutes, but first off, your top stories. The head of OC Transpo says he hears the frustration of transit riders across the city and insists that better days are coming. This comes as CTV Ottawa has been traveling with riders for a week-long series detailing Ottawa's worst commute.
It's hard to hear, but at the same time, we know that we're facing some challenges right now, and our customers are feeling it as well. The entire team here, you feel that sense of frustration from our customers. So it's hard to hear.
The system is dealing with an aging bus fleet, a shortage of mechanics and drivers, a reduced service on line 1 of the LRT because of a spalling issue. Charter says some good news is coming and the East End extension is still on track to open in Q2.
The verdict at the impaired driving trial for Ottawa councillor Matthew Luloff is expected today. Luloff was arrested in the summer of 2024 and pleaded not guilty to operating a vehicle while impaired and 1 count of having a blood alcohol level over the legal limit. The councillor's lawyers allege that there were several breaches of his charter rights and the charges should be dismissed. It is a $60 to $90 billion mega project evoking mixed reaction in Eastern Ontario. Hundreds of people in Perth had their say at an open house about the proposed high-speed rail line. Some say that they are on board with the new high-speed rail line, pointing to the economic and employment boost that it would create, but others fearful parts of their farms could be expropriated to pave the way for new train tracks.
I'm not looking for jobs, but my kids and my grandchildren are going to be looking for jobs. I think if we want a prosperous economy, we need a transportation system for the 21st century, and this is going to be it.
Our concern is that rural communities will be bearing the brunt of the risk with a project like this, and will be reaping very few of the rewards.
The entire line would stretch from Toronto to Quebec City, and a possible route could cut through Perth. Alto, which is the Crown Corporation behind the plan, says the final alignment of the corridor will be 60 meters wide, and it promises fair compensation for any expropriated land.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is not ruling out Canada's military playing a role in the war with Iran.
One can never categorically rule out participation. We will stand by our allies when it makes sense. There's a distinction between the offensive actions that were taken and are being taken by the United States and Israel, that were taken by them without consultation with Canada, with other allies.
Prime Minister Carney was speaking with Australia's Prime Minister when he was asked if there was a situation if Canada would get involved with the conflict. The Prime Minister called the question a fundamental hypothetical, but he said Canada will defend its citizens and stand by its allies. The mayor announced a portion of Barrow Gaffney Park will soon be replaced with a cricket pitch.
We're a city where there's lots of recreation space. There are football fields, there are soccer fields, there are baseball fields, there are ultimate fields, and there aren't enough cricket pitches. So we're adding to the cricket infrastructure in our city to support the growing population of cricket players. It's a growing sport, one of the fastest growing sports in our community, and it's green space that everybody can enjoy.
Mark Sutcliffe made the announcement at City Hall yesterday for a plan to build an additional 5 or possibly 6 cricket pitches to accommodate the popular growing sport in Ottawa. The city is investing about $1 million at Barrow Gaffney Park, which will be Ottawa's first dedicated cricket pitch. There's no timeline for when the pitch will be built or an opening date.
Thousands of drivers are getting parking tickets in Westboro, Wellington West, and Hintonburg since the city introduced paid on-street parking in the neighborhood last fall. Many drivers and shop owners in the area say the new system, which is encouraging turnover, is doing more harm than good.
$70? Oh my God.
It's really hard to have a compelling reason for people to come out and enjoy your business. And the city, I think, totally missed the mark by adding yet another layer of friction for brick and mortar businesses by implementing this paid parking.
So full story picture here. Parking in the area used to be free, but now 700 parking spaces cost $3 an hour. Since September, bylaw officers have issued more than 8,000 tickets.
People in Metro Vancouver were left puzzled this week after seeing a flash of light followed by a loud boom.
Felt a large boom. It sounded like an explosion.
Searched the house, upstairs, downstairs, didn't know, looked outside.
Some people called police, not sure if there had been an accident or perhaps an earthquake, but it was just a meteoroid, estimated to be 10 to 100 centimeters large. Astronomers say it isn't unusual as meteors are constantly entering Earth's space. They say this one was just big enough to see.
It's possible some pieces may have survived impact and may have landed around Whistler or Pemberton.
Wow, fascinating.
Did you go to aliens right away?
I did, of course. I was like, was it a spaceship?
We immediately go there. Doesn't matter how it goes. We get in there, it's like aliens right away.
And the Spidey doo-doo-doo-doo sounds come into
Oh,
my head.
man.
Yes.
Forever.
I probably would have thought that was aliens.
Oh, for sure.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
gone meteor. I would have been like, aliens.
What's happening?
Yes, absolutely.
I still think it might be.
It could be. You never know. Our forecast today, another beautiful day ahead. We're going to see mild conditions, so I hope you enjoyed yesterday. A similar day today, slightly cooler into the afternoon. Still cloudy out there this morning, but sunshine into the day ahead. And yes, a wet weekend forecast for us. Right now, we're still sitting at -2 here in the city. With that wind chill this hour, it does feel closer to -8. Feels like -9 out in the valley. -7 is how it feels currently out in Kingston. So inner skies, cloudy to start things off, but we will see some sunshine in through the afternoon. So those clouds will clear out around 10 o'clock this morning, and we will get to see some sunshine today. As for tonight, we could see some freezing drizzle early tomorrow morning, but areas in Kingston have a special weather statement. You could see some freezing rain overnight tonight, so just keep that in mind. Later on this evening, overnight, you could see some freezing rain. For us here in Ottawa, we are expecting more rain as we head into Friday. Late in the afternoon, early evening is where we could start to see some scattered showers. 5 to 10 millimeters Friday, and then another 5 to 10 as we head into Saturday. So bit of a soggy forecast for us. Temperatures for recess today, it's going to be a beautiful recess. Temperatures this morning hovering around -1, mainly cloudy skies, but still a little bit of sunshine. Then more of that on the way into the afternoon. More sunshine with a high of 1 late this afternoon. So beautiful day to get outside across the region. 4 is the high in Bancroft, 5 for Kemptville, Brockville today, 0 for the Seaway, 1 for us here in Ottawa as well as out in the valley. -1 is your daytime high in Montreal. So over the next couple of days, still staying mild, way above seasonal over the next few days. Even the overnight lows, not so bad. -7 is the low tonight, 4 for tomorrow. A bit of overcast into the afternoon, so not a lot of sunshine for Friday as we head into the weekend. That system will clear up late in the morning. We will get to see sunshine throughout the day on Friday. And then temperatures next week staying in those double digits.
Oh, it is so nice to see those warmer temperatures. If you missed it already, I was in shorts yesterday. As the sun went down, the pants came back on, but it is so nice. It's like we forget this time of year that we can have warmer conditions. Looking forward to the double digits making a return. Let's take a focus from weather to your roads this morning. It is Thursday morning. Eastbound 417, we are seeing delays between Holly Acres and Woodruff. Then taking a focus on westbound on the 174, we have delays around Jeanne d'Arc. Again, this morning, especially with what we've seen over the last couple of days, temperatures warming up, snow is melting. We're starting to see some pooling out on the road. So just leave yourself a little extra time and be cautious of splashing all the people around you. But no accidents or collisions to report this morning, but we will be sure to pass anything along as it comes through the newsroom.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Caroline Phillips from Caroline in the Capital is here with a rundown of all the must-know events that are coming up in the nation's capital. Welcome back to the show. Wait, that's not Caroline. Who is your little friend you brought in with you today?
Thanks, Melissa. I thought I would bring in my date from the snowball last night. But, like, to be totally honest, we're not really getting along. I don't think it's going to last that much longer. In fact, I predict it's going to be over by the spring.
Uh-oh.
I would set him up with you, but I think he would find you way too hot.
I mean, I would melt him.
That's right, you got it.
We want him to melt, though, right? We want spring to arrive. Fitting, because last night you went to the snowball. Tell us about this
beautiful
event.
evening. It was held at 50 Sussex. It was in support of the Snowsuit Fund, a local charity. It purchases and distributes snowsuits to children in need in our community. This year, it gave out 20,000 snowsuits, which shows you the demand, right? And it was a great winter for a snowsuit, right? A lot of snow, you really wanted to get out there. So, so it was a beautiful evening. There was food, there were drinks. Notable guests include Sophie Gregoire. I also had a really nice conversation with Megan Davis. She's the partner of the Ottawa Senators, Jake Sanderson. And she was telling me how much she loves to volunteer once a year at the depot in Vanier for the snowsuit fund, handing out the snowsuits to the kids and helping them choose the ones that they really like. It was just, it was a very rewarding experience for her. We had live dancing, we had a live auction. It was very exciting. There was a prize to the Yukon that was won by Saxon House, and it was kind of cool because she had just like tapped her phone. She didn't even know what she was buying a raffle ticket for, and now she's going to the Yukon.
Amazing.
So,
fun night for a great cause. Let's talk about some events coming up in our city, including Women's Day. So many events happening for this one.
You're right. So it's like officially this Sunday, but honestly, this is one of those days that actually lasts a week or a month. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm personally going to be at City Hall tomorrow at an event with Rosalie Silberman Abella. She's a retired Supreme Court judge. There's also an amazing lunch that's happening at the National Arts Center that Catherine Landry is hosting. But like I said, stuff going on throughout the city, throughout the community during the whole month. And really what this day is about is celebrating women's achievements, cultural, political, social. It's about, a drive for change, how things could even be better. So
many great events. Okay, something else that is coming up. We have Visionaries Breakfast.
Right, so this is for Queensway Carleton Hospital, and it will be at Brook Street Hotel, and it will celebrate some of the people that have really been longtime supporters of the hospital. It will share some stories from former patients, and some of these stories are life-saving stories, how the hospital has helped them. And I will mention QCH. It serves a lot of people living in Stittsville, Barrhaven, Canada, Nepean. It's a growing part of our community. So the demands for the hospital are also growing. It's looking to do an expansion. It wants to more than double the size of its emergency department. It wants to bring in more inpatient beds, and it wants to expand its ambulatory care services. So a lot going on for this hospital.
Okay. And last but not least, that will have you laughing. It's Laughter the Cure.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you had some folks on. So this is volunteers that are writing their own stand-up comedy material, performing in front of hundreds of people. And raising funds for the Ottawa Cancer Foundation, which provides community-based services for cancer patients and their families. And I promise you there's going to be no throwing of rotten tomatoes at this event. It's going to be all fun.
Absolutely. And I love that they have the pros and the Joes. Yes. Kind of, you have that little bit of combination. And good for the Joes for getting up and standing, because this is not their forte.
I couldn't do it.
Right? You're standing up being a stand-up comedian. I mean, that's hard to do. Yeah. So sounds like a really great event for a great cause. Thank you so much for joining us today. And people can follow all your adventures online as well. So you can head to our website, carolineinthecapital.ca, or you can also follow her on Instagram with the same handle. Rosie.
Thanks, Melissa.
Hey, Ottawa, get ready to be inspired by experts and discover the latest trends. It is the Ottawa Home and Garden Show presented by RE/MAX, March 19th to the 22nd at the EY Center. And we want you to find everything you need to tackle your home and garden projects. We are giving you a chance to win tickets to the show. Plus, one lucky viewer will win the grand prize, a $2,500 gift card and VIP seating. Enter for your chance to win on our contest page at ctvottawa.ca. Good luck. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is 7:44 on your Thursday. CTV Morning Live will be right back.
Ottawa's favorite cash contest is back, and it's big. Move 100's $50,000 Beat the Bank. 7 vaults. You decide how much to take home. Sound the alarm? You lose it all. Be listening weekdays for your chance to win.
Today's Bennett Real Estate Rundown is showcasing 3 homes that really represent different stages of home ownership. Whether you're buying your first property, upgrading for more space, or looking for that forever family home. Taylor Bennett is here from the Bennett Property Shop to talk about all those 3 different stages here. Yeah. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Rosie.
Okay, I think that this is really interesting. The houses, real estate can represent different stages in your life.
Yeah, we call it the property ladder at the Bennett Property Shop. So you can move through your phases, go through different rungs. Now, sometimes you can skip some of those rungs depending on maybe you get married and 2 incomes coming in and you can buy a larger home. But here we have a nice starter property at a very, very affordable price to start things off at $499. This is a property in Bell's Corners. If you're unfamiliar where Bell's Corners is, it's kind of between Nepean and Canada.
Okay.
So very, very easy access here. Again, $499 for this 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom property. You've got a finished basement in this property, a beautiful kitchen, all white. All 3 bedrooms are very, very good size as well. You'll get at least a queen-size bed in each of those bedrooms, but maybe even a king-size bed. Nice appointed bathroom there as well, too. There's your secondary bedroom as well. You can see it looked like the first one, but they're about the same size. The finished basement, additional square footage. So you have a lot of square footage, finished property inside of here, and even a fenced backyard back there as well. So you've basically got everything you would need. A great starter home for under $500,000. So whether you're an investor, first-time home buyer, a great, great option, a low financial burden as well, too. And you even have a garage on that. A lot of the properties that are under $500,000, you don't get a garage.
That's right. So this would be considered a townhome?
This would be a townhome, absolutely. A townhome there, and a beautiful property, great starter home. So for investors, first-time home buyers, this is the property you want to be looking at.
There's a lot of space in there, too.
Absolutely. And that's usually when you're dealing with under $500,000, you usually have a 2-bedroom or something like that. Not this property.
And a finished basement as well.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Too much, just move in right away.
Okay, let's take a look at the next one that you have for us,
Next
Taylor.
one here is an end-unit townhouse in Canada. Now, end-unit townhouses, they have a little bit more size inside and more size on the outside. And you can see it inside here, the property, those 2 windows on either side of that TV there. A very big, open concept area. So if you're a busy family with kids running around, very easy to keep your eyes on them as they're cooking dinner or what have you. Nice detailed ceilings there, but here we have a closer look at the kitchen. That's a kitchen you typically find in a much larger home, not a townhouse. Again, the bedroom is very, very good size on there. Nice and bright windows, well-appointed bathrooms as well. You got the bathroom, the shower, and the bathtub as well. Finished basement in this one too, so additional square footage down below. So if you got little ones running around, and this one also has a nice big backyard. But you can see on the left-hand side there that little door. That's additional square footage you have in your backyard that the other interior townhouses would not have. So you have a nice big backyard back there, only connected to one neighbor. And this one also has a garage as well.
So you have access to your backyard from the back of your house and from the side there as well.
Exactly.
Right?
That's a very good point to bring up, because if you're interior, sometimes it's only through the backyard. So if you're bringing your lawnmower or something back there,
through the house sometimes.
It can be a bit of a pain, but you don't have to do that. But the end
very
unit
nice.
there,
The end unit, that's what makes a difference. And there usually is a little bit more space, a little bit more land as well.
100%, and only attached. So only attached on the one side, so you're kind of like a semi-detached home.
Okay, all right. You got one more for us?
One more, and then we're heading over to Russell for this one. And this would be something that if you're a larger family, you've got a couple of kids, and you're kind of near the, more of a family area. So this is a great family home. You got 4 bedrooms in this property here. A lot of details with the wainscoting and crown molding. I've been in this property myself. You have the granite countertops, a lot of storage space in there as well. A lovely, lovely dining room there with a fireplace. And you can see the details on the wall. And this is a lovely, lovely backyard addition there. Yes, that's where I'd be spending most of my time in the summertime.
Me too.
For sure. Very good sized bedrooms in this one as well. Bathrooms both match. So the ensuite bathroom and the main bathroom both match. And again, a finished basement, more additional square footage, an additional bedroom down there. And you can have a look at that exterior there of the backyard. That's where I'd be spending most of my time. It's fully enclosed, so you don't have to deal with mosquitoes in the summertime or anything like that. And of course, it's the barbecue you couldn't see there from the photo, but it's covered as well. So if you have to worry about barbecuing the snow or rain, you're protected.
That is a beautiful home, and it feels like it's in a country setting.
Russell's here, a little bit less busy. You're about a half an hour or so from downtown. So if you do work in the East End or anything like that, very, very short drive out there. A little bit more bang for your buck further you go outside of Ottawa there. So that one's listed for $819.
What's the square footage on that one?
I don't have the exact square footage, but I recall reading, I think it was about 2,400 square feet above grade. So a good size. So a great family home. If you got a couple of kids, that's a house you want to keep an eye on.
It's so much fun to have you on the show and walk us through those different properties that are available, representing different stages of your life. Thank you so much, Taylor.
Anytime.
Thanks for coming on. All right, don't forget, you can listen to the Bennett Real Estate and Well Show with Marnie Bennett Saturdays at 1 p.m. on on 580 CFRA. Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we try some local Korean food with a new spot in Centertown. That much and a whole lot more is still ahead. Stay with us. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Good morning, Ottawa.
For your milestone celebrations for Thursday, March 5th, and we're going to start off with a happy second birthday. This is to Sadie. Growing up so fast, love mommy, daddy, my May, Papa, and your big sister, Scarlett. Happy second birthday to Riley. Love from your mom, dad, brother, Simon, and all of your grandparents. And we are wishing another second birthday. This is going out to Avery. Lots of second birthdays today. This is with love from Mommy, Daddy, and Caleb. Now we have a happy 12th birthday, a very special happy 12th birthday to our dearest Simone. Hope you have a wonderful celebration. This is from Ethan, Olivia, Uncle Vinay, Auntie Nana, and Dee, and all of your family in Canada. If you have a milestone, celebrate it with us and your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old and younger, and for those turning 100 years or more. Wedding anniversaries as well. For those celebrating 50 years or more, all you have to do is send us an email, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to get your announcement on the air.
It's Thursday, March 5th.
I understand that the service levels that customers are experiencing right now is not what they expect, not what they deserve, and we're not satisfied with it either. So, the positive thing is we're all on the same page, and that we know that we need to improve.
The City of Ottawa is pledging to make improvements for OC Transpo after a rough start to 2026 for bus and train riders.
We're adding to the cricket infrastructure in our city to support the growing population of cricket players.
A controversy over the location of a new cricket pitch in our city. We'll tell you why the plan isn't being well received.
Hundreds of people in Perth have their say as plans for high-speed rail continue to take shape. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Thursday. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Will, we are going to be taking a look very soon at something that you had to do on the coldest day, I think, of this month.
Yeah, it was definitely, I think it was minus 24, feeling like minus 35.
Ooh.
And here on this panel, and probably some of our viewers know that I do a cold plunge in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
What I did was much colder than that, and I would not recommend to anybody. So we'll have more details on that coming up.
That's coming up. Okay.
Looking forward to that.
And then you've got the full weather forecast coming up as well. Nice and warm for us. We are definitely being spoiled. But first off, we're going to take a look at your top stories. It has been a rough year for OC Transpo, and the interim head of the transit agency says he is well aware of the problems and is pledging to make things better.
I understand that the service levels that customers are experiencing right now is not what they expect, not what they deserve, and we're not satisfied with it either. So, the positive thing is we're all on the same page, and that we know that we need to improve.
Over the winter, thousands of bus trips have been canceled due to a lack of available vehicles, drivers, and the mechanical problems as well, while Line 1 of the O train has been running at reduced capacity since January because of spalling issues. Charter says some good news is coming, and the East End extension is still on track to open in Q2.
The verdict at the impaired driving trial for Ottawa councillor Matthew Luloff is expected today. Luloff was arrested in the summer of 2024 and pleaded not guilty to operating a vehicle while impaired and one count of having a blood alcohol level over the legal limit. The councillor's lawyers allege that there were several breaches of his charter rights and the charges should be dismissed. It's about a $60 to $90 billion mega project evoking mixed reaction in Eastern Ontario. Hundreds of people in Perth had their say at an open house about the proposed high-speed rail line. Some are on board with the new high-speed rail line, pointing to the economic and employment boost that it would create, but others fearful that parts of their farms could be expropriated to pave the way for train tracks.
I'm not looking for jobs, but my kids and my grandchildren are going to be looking for jobs. I think if we want a prosperous economy, we need a transportation system for the 21st century, and this is going to be it.
Our concern is that rural communities will be bearing the brunt of the risk with a project like this, and will be reaping very few of the rewards.
The entire line would stretch from Toronto to Quebec City, and a possible route could cut through Perth. Alto, which is the Crown Corporation behind the plan, says the final alignment of the corridor will be 60 meters wide, and it promises fair compensation for any expropriated land.
A trial is now underway for an Ottawa mother and her then boyfriend, both accused of killing her infant. The little boy's name was Colton. His mother, Borvi Booth, and her former boyfriend, Patrick O'Connor, have pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder in his death. Emergency crews were called to the home in the Britannia area back in October of 2021. The baby died in hospital, but police had suspicions about the couple's story. A police officer testified O'Connor told him Booth had fallen asleep breastfeeding and Colton fell off the bed, hitting his head on the bed frame, then the floor. He said the baby appeared to be okay. O'Connor said he then fell asleep holding Colton facing him, and when he woke up, the child was cold to the touch and not breathing. The trial is expected to last 8 weeks and hear from a number of witnesses, including paramedics who responded to the call and rushed Colton to hospital.
A flood watch has been issued for North Gower with mild temperatures and a little bit of rain in the forecast this week. This is in the Rideau Valley watershed in the North Gower area and for the Stevens Creek and Taylor Drain area. Officials say widespread flooding is not expected at this time.
The mayor announced a portion of Beryl Gaffney Park will soon be replaced with a cricket pitch.
We're a city where there's lots of recreation space. There are football fields, there are soccer fields, there are baseball fields, there are ultimate fields, and there aren't enough cricket pitches. So we're adding to the cricket infrastructure in our city to support the growing population of cricket players. It's a growing sport, one of the fastest growing sports in our community, and it's green space that everybody can enjoy.
Mark Sutcliffe made the announcement at City Hall yesterday for a plan to build an additional 5 or possibly 6 cricket pitches to accommodate the popular growing sport in Ottawa. The city is investing about $1 million at Beryl Gaffney Park, which will be Ottawa's first dedicated cricket pitch. There is no timeline for when the pitch will be built or an opening date. The Kingston Hospital is treating people in unconventional spaces as it deals with a record number of patients. The Kingston Health Sciences Center said it had more than 630 patients at its 2 sites last week, well above the 570 beds available. The hospital does not say why it's seeing a spike. It's warning of longer wait times in the ER and says patients may be assigned to a bed in an unconventional space that has been converted to patient care.
It is going to soon cost you a little bit more to get a Canadian passport. The federal government is increasing fees on March 31st. It says the price adjustment reflects inflation and the growing cost of producing secure travel documents. The cost of a 5-year adult passport will increase by $2.50, which is a total of $122.50, and then the price of a 10-year adult passport increases to $163.50.
A Regina referee is chasing a world record.
Michael Martorana, known as Big Mike, is 80 years old, hoping to soon set the Guinness World Record for oldest active basketball official.
He became a referee around 20 years ago after being a player and coach for many years. Now he mentors younger refs, passing on a love for the game. He says he's going to keep going for as long as he can. Oh, I love it.
Looking good as well for 80. I mean, look at him move up and down that court because you're getting your endurance because you have to go back and forth with the play, right?
Yeah.
So incredible.
I feel like if he sets that record, then he'll break his own record in years to come, too. He'll just keep pushing
That's
it on.
so true.
Yeah.
Just keep on going.
And just a matter of time before we start hearing the sounds of basketballs outside and kids playing on the streets. With the forecast in the next 7 days, it's definitely going to melt some of that snow away.
I'm here for it.
But don't go putting the summer tires on. We know we're still going to see a winter system before we see spring officially arrive. 1 is the high for today, so a little bit above average. and that sun will be up until 5:55 p.m. tonight, so you have lots of time to get outside. -2 still here in the city this hour. Not a bad looking start to your morning. It feels closer to -8 this hour. It feels like -10 in the valley. 0 currently is how it feels in Kingston, -9 in Brockville, so temperatures kind of all over the map to start off your day. Still cloudy out there this morning. We will see cloudy skies for the next few hours before we see some sunshine into the afternoon. So sunnier skies late this afternoon, a little bit cloudier for us this morning. This evening, areas in Kingston, special weather statement in effect, you could see some freezing rain. So just keep that in mind this evening. If you're heading anywhere overnight as well, you could see freezing rain in the forecast. For us in Ottawa, we could see freezing drizzle. This is early Friday morning, so we could see a little drizzle tomorrow morning. And then rain throughout the day on Friday. We could see upwards of 10 millimeters of rain in the forecast tomorrow, another 5 to 10 as we head into Saturday. Temps today, nice and mild. 1 for us here in the city, same within the valley, 4 for Bancroft, 5 for Kingston, as well as in Trenton for today. 1 is the daytime high in Gatineau, -1 over in Montreal. So temperatures fairly warm across the region. Of course, I still grabbed the parka this morning, but this afternoon potentially could have a lighter jacket on. Definitely need those sunshades into your day ahead, as well as we will see that sunshine late this afternoon. 1 is your daytime high. It will stay nice and warm over the next few days. -7 is the low for tonight. Even our overnight lows after tonight, quite mild over the next 6 days. 4 degrees for tomorrow, overcast in the forecast for Friday, rain late in the day, about 10 millimeters, another 5 to 10 as we head into early morning hours on Saturday, clearing up late in the morning, sunshine into the day ahead. 13 degrees is the daytime high, so that's over 10 degrees above the daytime normal highs for this time of the year. As we head into next week, we'll still see double-digit temperatures Monday and through Tuesday with lots of sunshine and very mild conditions on the way. On your roads this morning, we do have some delays this hour. We have delays between Moody and Kirkwood, eastbound on the 417. Also have slowdowns 174 westbound around John Dark this hour.
And still to come on Your Morning Ottawa, I took a very cold dip in the Ottawa River. We'll introduce you to the Ice Mile and also introduce you to some very brave local swimmers. I'm still trying to heat up, and this was a week ago. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. Nowhere near as cold today. Temperatures will be above the freezing mark. And everybody, let's give a round of applause for Melissa. Woo! Double digit in the future. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Today's snow report brought to you by Mont Cascade, only 20 minutes from Ottawa.
All right, let's take a look at your ski and snowboard conditions for this Thursday. Mont Cascade 4 lifts open at a 6. Runs looking pretty good, 17 of 21. Across the board, this is what we're looking at through the day today. And many lifts open in Calabogie Peaks, 100% to be exact. Vorlage also 4 of 4, runs 19 of 20. Camp Fortune 4 of 7 and runs 14 of 27. And Edelweiss runs 20 of 22 on your Thursday.
An amazing ski day deserves an awesome place to warm up. At Mont Cascade, our lodge brings the mountains to life. Share great stories over great food at Mont Cascade.
All right, we are about to introduce you to what is called the Ice Mile. So we are into this very frigid, cooling temperatures water in a day that I think was -25, feel like -35 degrees. Do you think you have what it takes to hop in here? Let's take a peek. Welcome to Britannia, everybody. It doesn't get any more Canadian than what we're about to do. And a disclaimer, everything you're about to see, we are doing with supervision. We're doing with professionals. Anytime you come here, we don't want you doing this if you're not supervised. The City of Ottawa doesn't want you out here. So just to have you be aware, do not try this at home. And with that being said, we do have the professional Pamela joining us this morning. Good morning to you.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. You know, like it's -17, feeling like -25, but we're still out here. And we're talking about the Ice Mile. Give me a little bit of a debrief about what this is all about.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's an International Ice Swimming Association certified ice mile, which is 5 degrees, less than 5 degrees. So the water can be between 3 and 5. Anything less than that, it's like impossible to do unless you're a super, super fast swimmer and you are so acclimatized that you can handle it. And today, we're just doing a short swim and you're doing a dip. And that's because the water is at 0 or below 0 right now. So the max that I can stay in safely on a day like today is actually only about 10 or 9 minutes because it's the after change that is dangerous. So I'll probably just go in for maybe a 5 or 6 minute swim today, but I go up to maybe 14, 15 minutes, and that's more than pretty much anybody can handle.
And what inspired you to be able to do this? Because there's only a handful of people that can actually do something like you're going to do. So like, what even got you into the mindset where, you know what, I'm going to do a mile in the water in freezing temperatures?
Yeah, so people have been asking me how my training is going, and it's kind of funny because I'm not really officially training. I just love being outside and in the water. In the summertime, I'm a marathon, like 10K long distance swimmer, and I just found that I was really pushing the boundaries of how cold and like, you know, swimming into October and even early November. And then I connected with like Tom Heyerdahl and kind of this ice swimming community, and there's only a smattering that actually swim in the water, but it really grounds me, and I feel so energized. It's a complete neurological reset when I do these swims. So for me, it's like I can get out of the pool and outside, and it's huge.
It is so amazing. There's nothing more Canadian than what you're doing and the mental strength that you have to be able to do this. I do cold plunges in the morning. It's between 3 and 10 degrees. I do a mile swim, and this is even colder. So we're going to go in. You'll show us how it's done, but we got to get changed. No peeksy. No peeksy. Wow. Okay, now we're changed. We've got a ladder in because I have a broken wrist, and you're going to walk me through this.
Yeah, you're looking pretty styling, too.
Yeah,
I like it. Okay, I'm going to hold the ladder, take off the slides, and then just like turn around and dip your toe in. Woo-wee. Feeling good?
Feeling good.
So, yeah.
So I do like 3 degrees. This is what? This is below?
It's probably about minus 0.5 or something.
How do you swim a mile in this?
You don't. You swim maybe like 300 meters. But yeah, watch that. You got it? Okay, breathe. Yeah, so if you do this, you need to be sure to just get in slowly and just try and relax and breathe through it. It's actually quite dangerous to just like jump, and there's a cold water shock reaction you can have.
There certainly is. Well, that does it for me.
Yeah? Good job. You did well. Okay, you're good? Woo! Okay, get back into that warm tent, dry off.
Here we go. Oh, it's just so cold. I wish that there was something or someone to help me warm up, or I had a friend or thank you, Steve. That's just what we needed. Stay with us. Thank goodness that spring is just 12 days away. We'll be right back.
Therapy Thursday is brought to you in part by Focus Forward Health, Ottawa's premier mental health boutique.
Well, today, Missy, and just to clarify, it's not me, has written into Sophie and Jeff with a tough one this week. Her husband of 12 years admitted to cheating on her, and she says it's the most painful thing that she's ever faced. She says he wants to move on and pretend it never happened, but she's having a very hard time getting over it. She's 41 and afraid of starting over and is asking Move 100 audience for help on this Therapy Thursday.
Your advice coming in nice and hot. Melissa says this is not an easy decision, but it is 100% your decision. This is what I did for my 20-year marriage. He cheated several times with several different people.
Oh, wow.
I fought for the marriage and our family. We went to counseling, and I honestly gave it my all for a year, then walked away. I walked away with my head high, knowing I tried my best, and I'm so much happier now. Life moves forward, and you will too. You'll be better for it no matter your choice. Good luck. Oh, that makes me kind of emotional. That's a really, really nice message.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a lot. Wow. Good for you, Melissa.
Kelly,
living the same life, basically. I had a similar experience in my 40s, found out my husband's cheating, tried to reconcile, took a year to try.
Okay.
I couldn't trust him. I thought he would be cheating all the time, right? We are separated, divorced now. I'm remarried and happier than I've ever been.
Oh, starting over is the scariest part of all of it, right? But you have to decide if that's even what you want. And by the way, no one can fault you for staying. If you want to stay you guys are committed to making it work, because people do make mistakes and people can change, but you have to make that decision and be okay with it.
Steven says it's going to be tough, though. Once trust is broken, it's very difficult to earn it back. Every time he goes out or is late, she'll question it. If she chooses to stay in the relationship, they'll need help, and he's got to earn her trust back. It's on him.
Do you believe in the sentiment, Jeff, once a cheater, always a cheater?
No, I don't think so, but it depends on the person. I think about the guy at the Olympics who's like, I won the bronze, but I cheated on my girlfriend. It was the worst thing I ever did. I think that guy's really regretful. I don't think he'll make that mistake again.
Right.
He's never getting that girl back. But I do think that people have a reckoning, a personal, like, oh my God.
Yeah. I could
moment.
lose everything.
And then there are dirtbags.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
All right, switching gears now to a contest we got for you. Are you dreaming of an unforgettable adventure? Indulge in the magic of Hong Kong. Enter for a chance to win a trip for two, courtesy of the Hong Kong Tourism Board. The prize includes round-trip flights on Cathay Pacific, 4 luxurious nights at the Park Lane, Hong Kong, and $1,000 in spending money and a 3-day pass granting access to over 20 amazing attractions. Explore vibrant markets and serene temples. Indulge in the world-class cuisine and take in those breathtaking views. Enter online at ctvottawa.ca, or you see that QR code on the right side of your screen. Scan that. It'll take you right there. Good luck to everybody. And in your morning kitchen, Korean food is the star today. Our guests are getting ready in the Your Morning Kitchen, and we are just going to have a delicious feast prepared for you and learn about a new restaurant right here in our city. Inside to outside through our sky cam, and maybe a little sunshine today and another mild day ahead before the warmth really takes over. It is 8:26. It is your Thursday. It is your baby Friday. We'll be right back.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sneha Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Coming up on 8:30, welcome. I'm Rosie Edbeck.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Alyssa Lamb.
And with the nice weather, I think many of us are thinking about running outside, potentially biking outside. And we're going to be talking with the Bike Expo coming up too. There's not one, there's not two, there's 3 bikes out there.
Love it.
Oh, such a great time as the temperatures get a little warmer.
It's going to be really nice. You can see things starting to thaw out. I know there's a little bit more rain in the forecast, which you'll talk about coming up in your full weather report. But first off, we're going to get to today's top stories. The head of OC Transpo says he hears the frustration of transit riders across the city and insists that better days are coming. This comes as CTV Ottawa has been traveling with riders for a week-long series detailing Ottawa's worst commute.
It's hard to hear, but at the same time, we know that we're facing some challenges right now, and our customers are feeling it as well. The entire team here, you feel that sense of frustration from our customers. So it's hard to hear.
The system is dealing with an aging bus fleet, a shortage of mechanics and drivers, and reduced service on one of the LRT lines because of a spalling issue. Charter says some good news is coming, and the East End extension is still on track to open in Q2.
The verdict at the impaired driving trial for Ottawa Councillor Matthew Luloff is expected today. Luloff was arrested in the summer of 2024 and pleaded not guilty to operating a vehicle while impaired and 1 count of having a blood alcohol level over the legal limit. The councillor's lawyers allege there were several breaches of his charter rights and that the charges should be dismissed. It's a $60 to $90 billion mega project evoked mixed reaction in Eastern Ontario. Hundreds of people in Perth had their say at an open house. This is all about the proposed high-speed rail line. Some are on board, especially when they talk about the economic and employment boost that it would create, but others are fearful that parts of their farms could be expropriated to pave the way for train tracks.
I'm not looking for jobs, but my kids and my grandchildren are going to be looking for jobs. I think if we want a prosperous economy, we need a transportation system for the 21st century, and this is going to be it.
Our concern is that rural communities will be bearing the brunt of the risk with a project like this, and will be reaping very few of the rewards.
The entire line would stretch from Toronto to Quebec City, and a possible route could cut through Perth. Alto, which is the Crown Corporation behind the plan, says the final alignment of the corridor will be 60 meters wide, and it promises fair compensation for any appropriated land.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is not ruling out Canada's military playing a role in the war with Iran.
One can never categorically rule out participation. We will stand by our allies when it makes sense. There's a distinction between the offensive actions that were taken and are being taken by the United States and Israel, that were taken by them without consultation with Canada, with other allies.
Prime Minister Carney was speaking with Australia's Prime Minister when he was asked if there was a situation if Canada would get involved with the conflict. The Prime Minister called the question a fundamental hypothetical, but he said Canada will defend its citizens and stand by its allies. The mayor announced a portion of Beryl Gaffney Park will soon be replaced with a cricket pitch.
We're a city where there's lots of recreation space. There are football fields, there are soccer fields, there are baseball fields, there are ultimate fields, and there aren't enough cricket pitches. So we're adding to the cricket infrastructure in our city to support the growing population of cricket players. It's a growing sport, one of the fastest growing sports in our community, and it's green space that everybody can enjoy.
Mark Sutcliffe made the announcement at City Hall yesterday for a plan to build an additional 5 or possibly 6 cricket pitches to accommodate the popular growing sport in Ottawa. The city is investing about $1 million at Beryl Gaffney Park, which will be Ottawa's first dedicated cricket pitch. There is no timeline for when the pitch will be built or an opening date.
Thousands of drivers are getting parking tickets in Westboro, Wellington West, and Hintonburg since the city introduced paid on-street parking in the neighborhood last fall. Many drivers and shop owners in the area say the new system, which is encouraging turnover, is doing more harm than good.
$70? Oh my God.
It's really hard to have a compelling reason for people to come out and enjoy your business. And the city, I think, totally missed the mark by adding yet another layer of friction for brick and mortar businesses by implementing this paid parking.
Parking in the area used to be free, but now 700 parking spaces cost $3 an hour. Since September, bylaw officers have issued more than 8,000 tickets. A memo from city staff says Algonquin College's decision to cut programs at its campuses in Ottawa and Pembroke could impact recruitment in several City of Ottawa departments. The Board of Governors at Algonquin College voted Monday to suspend 30 programs. The city said 9 of the program cancellations may impact recruitment efforts. The letter to councillors said eliminating or significantly reducing these programs will result in shrinking Ottawa's talent pipeline at a time when the city is primed for economic growth.
Madison, Wisconsin is the place to be in the world of cheese this week.
You're going to get a lot of different flavors, a lot of different textures. Take your time and try something outside the box. You know, you might see a sheep's milk cheese and you've never tried one of those before. Give it a shot.
All right, I'm headed to Wisconsin. The 2026 World Championship Cheese Contest is underway.
Dairy producers from around the world submit their cheeses for a chance to be declared world champion.
Do you have a favorite type of cheese?
Honestly, all cheese is good cheese to me. Like I used to be. Okay, I still do it sometimes, but I don't get cheese often. But we go in the fridge and sometimes just eat it by the block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Peel the cheese. put it back in the fridge. My mother did not like that very much.
Before I found out I was allergic to dairy, I literally put cheese on everything, like on my soup, on my pasta, like on my toast, on my eggs. Like there was cheese on all of the things. And my favorite was St. Andre's.
Okay.
It's kind of like a brie camembert, so it's like a creamy, and it's almost like it goes on like butter. But it's so creamy and just has this delicious flavor, and now I'm craving it. And
now you're craving it.
And now I'm craving it. Thank you for that.
I have never been into cheese at all. Just like the melted, like on pizza. So that's not, you're not a true cheese lover if it's melted. But my kid loves cheese. I'm like, where did that come from? But she loves it. So
so good.
It's a dangerous alley to go down.
Oh yeah, cheese and pickles.
Oh no! Don't bring pickles into this.
I had to bring pickles into it. Cloudy skies this morning, sunny and mild into the afternoon. A wet weekend ahead for us. We're expecting some wet weather. Currently sitting at -2, so temperatures haven't moved yet this morning. With that wind chill, still feels closer to -8. So not too bad to start off your morning, but yeah, a little bit colder than it will be into your afternoon. 0 currently is how it feels in Kingston, -9. Out in Brockville, -10 in the valley. Still slightly cloudy out there. We will see cloud coverage for the next hour or so. Then those clouds will start to clear out, and we will see sunshine for your Thursday forecast. We are expecting some rain, but this system will stay to the south of us. We will see a low pressure system moving through for Friday, bringing rain for us. Areas in Kingston tonight could see some freezing rain, so keep that in mind. There is a special weather statement in effect for areas of Kingston. For us in Ottawa, we could see some drizzle early tomorrow morning, but most of the rain happening late in the day on Friday, and it will continue to rain as we head into Saturday as well. So we could get 10 millimeters Friday, another 5 to 10 Saturday morning into your early afternoon. 1 is your high for today, so not as warm as it was yesterday, but still a beautiful day and a little bit above seasonal. Areas in Kemptville, Brockville, Kingston, Trenton sitting at 5 degrees throughout the afternoon. 1 as well in the valley as well as over in Gatineau. Over the next couple of days, we will see really warm weather on the way. Temperatures climbing into those double digits. Tonight, still slightly cold. This will be the coldest overnight we'll see over the next 7 days. -7 is the overnight low. 4 degrees for tomorrow, overcast skies, so not a lot of sunshine for Friday and through the weekend. We will see a little bit of sunshine at the end of the day on Saturday, but warm. 13 degrees is the daytime high. I have a feeling we're definitely going to see lots of shorts and t-shirts as we head into the weekend forecast. 11 degrees for Monday and Tuesday, so temperatures still staying into those double digits.
Weather brought to you by Yeckendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your drive-in this hour. With your drive-in, there is a collision 417 eastbound just past Richmond Road, another one southbound intersection of Moody Drive and Tim. Delays are also on the eastbound 417 between Moody and Woodruff, and delays as well. Colonel by to Saint Laurent, 174 looks pretty decent in both directions.
All right, Korean food is the star in your morning kitchen this morning. Jisoo Han is here from Hanyang Jokbo, and he joins us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I love everything that you have here, and everything looks so delicious. Before we get to especially what's really special here in Canada with the restaurant, tell me a little bit about the place.
I'm Jisoo. I'm the owner of the restaurant, and we specialize in traditional Korean food called jokbal, which is braised pork cup. We braise it for like several hours to make it very tender and savory, and it's probably the first, item in Canada, I guess.
Yeah, and you were the first restaurant to have this here, like in Canada.
In Canada, yeah.
And why did you feel it's so important, and how amazing is it to be the first restaurant to offer this type of food?
Because jokbal is a very popular dish in Korea, but I didn't see it in Canada at all. So I thought it would be a good idea to start my own restaurant to sell jokbal for the first time in Canada.
Amazing. How has the response been? Like, do people come to you and be like, oh, this is the only place that we can get it?
Yeah. It's been very, very busy. We are getting lineups every day. We are getting like a lot of attention, love, and support. We really appreciate that. I love the Ottawa community,
Yeah, I love that. And you haven't just brought one thing, but you got so many things. So you tell me, my friend, let's go from over here and we'll make our way through. What have you brought with us today?
Okay, this is one of our very popular jokbal, which is called the spicy jokbal. It's braised for many hours and then grilled over flame with spicy sauce. And I want you to try it later.
Okay.
This is
Hold on, wait. Take a step back. How spicy are we talking here? Out of 10, give me a number.
I would say like 6 or 7.
Okay.
Korean spice is a little bit spicier than like most people think.
Okay, so it's on the little bit higher end, but not completely like we're in danger zone.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
But we also have a less spicy option if you choose.
Okay.
So come to our restaurant and then ask for the less spicy if you don't like spicy, tolerance.
Yeah, totally. So you can still enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right, what next?
This is DIY rice bowls. So do-it-yourself rice bowls. So basically you wear your gloves and mix them up and then shape it into rice bowls. It's adding like a little bit of extra fun to your dining. So once you eat a spicy jokbal and if you feel like it's a little bit like spicy, and you take this, and then it's gonna be enough.
Okay, so you've already got the tricks in the trade of it's a little too spicy for you to calm that down.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, let's keep moving along.
Yeah, this is called spicy noodle. This is dry noodle. There's no soup in here. It's cold noodle. So basically, when you order this food, you get a pair of gloves. And you mix it up with your hand, and then all veggies and noodles, sauce all together, and then just eat it.
Let me ask you, because obviously this is like more like an interactive meal. Do the kiddos, when they come to the restaurant, they love this too, or do you see the adults that are having more fun?
Yeah, it's like a playground. They use their hands, right? They are allowed to use their hands on the table, unlike other traditional Korean dining. They are supposed to use chopsticks and spoons.
Yeah.
No hands at all. But this here, they can use their hands and mix them up. It's more fun.
There you go. Jisoo is letting you know that you are allowed to use your hands at the dinner table, lunch table, whenever you come in. All right, now I've been the designated meat man here at our studios.
Okay.
What do we got here?
This is the original jokbal.
Okay.
Yeah, no other sauces added. Just like traditional Korean authentic jokbal. The taste of this jokbal is exactly the same as you eat it in Korea. We don't change any taste at all. We use the authentic way to cook it. We put like several hours to cook it, so you're gonna feel the exact same taste you in Korea.
And for you, what is the differentiating factor to make it like this? Like when you talk about like you don't change anything.
No, I don't want to change anything.
What's the difference maker between this and maybe something else that you would have in a restaurant that makes it special?
Because I try to keep the way of cooking it like exactly the same as I would do in Korea. I use exactly the same ingredients. I bring them over from Korea.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
I only use the fresh ingredients from Ontario, but anything else like herbs or aromatics, I bring them from Korea.
Got it. I love
to keep
it.
the taste the same.
Authentic as possible.
Yeah,
and finally,
exactly.
for us, what have you got in front of you here?
Oh, this is called the soft tofu soup. This is one of our Korean comfort dishes. This is supposed to be very hot, but it's a little bit cold right now. But it's very healthy for vegetarians. Tofu is like healthy protein.
Okay.
And the seafood inside. If you are kind of afraid of eating, pork, you can definitely choose this option. We have like some other kinds of Korean comfort soups, which is very popular now.
I love that, but this one, you eat with the spoon, okay? This isn't the hands one.
Okay.
You'd probably be in some trouble.
Okay.
Appreciate it. If people are looking to maybe come visit you or try out some of these recipes, where are you located?
We are located at 132 Bank Street, downtown Ottawa.
Love it. Well, Jisoo, thank you so much for providing us this today. And again, this is the place in Canada where you can get this special food. Thanks for your time this morning.
Only place. Okay, thank you very much.
You hear that? The only place. Now we're talking, baby. Restaurant right up there, 132 Bank Street, if you want to visit and try this delicious food. And if you want to be featured in our Your Morning Kitchen, you can email us yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. We would love to have you on. Let's take a peek outside. There's Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and you know what? Maybe some nice comfort food on a day like today is okay before those temperatures really heat up. Stay with us, friends. We'll be right back.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Kicking it off with the Ottawa Gatineau Golf Expo. This runs tomorrow and Saturday at the EY Centre, and it's your one-stop shop for all things golf as we get ready to kick off another season. Local and destination courses, live auctions, the Canadian Performance Fitting Centre demo range featuring all the latest equipment, and a $10,000 putting contest, plus so much more. Also happening this weekend is FemFest in honor of International Women's Day. This is Saturday and Sunday at Next Door Ottawa. It's a celebration of empowerment, creativity, and community, bringing together local artists, vendors, and changemakers committed to advancing gender equality and women-led initiatives. Last on the list today, your Ottawa 67s have 2 home games this weekend, one on Saturday versus the Brampton Steelheads, and one Sunday against the Peterborough Petes, both, of course, at the arena at TV Place, and both with a 3 p.m. puck drop. Always a lot of fun cheering them on. They've had such a great season. As usual, lots more happening around the capital this weekend. Full list and all the details at ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
A sure sign spring is just around the corner. The Gatineau Ottawa Bicycle Show is back for its 6th edition this weekend at the Palais des Congrès de Gatineau. And spokesperson Anne Bastin and Yvon Martineau are here to talk about the events happening this weekend at the bike show. There's so much going on. Bonjour, bienvenue, welcome.
Bonjour.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
It's so great to have you both on. I'm thinking about this. Okay, so give us some more details about the event this weekend.
Well, you'll see lots of bicycles. You'll be able to talk to the experts. If you've never tried an e-bike or you wish to buy a new mountain bike, well, we have a test track. So you're able to ride those demo bikes at the bike show. We have conferences. So to me, it's the magical world of Disney. There's so many ways we can be biking as a leisure, as a sport. She's an ultra cyclist, you know.
Anne, okay.
So there's so many ways you can do biking. It's a great life when you're on a bike, you know.
Okay. It's your one stop for the weekend if you want to learn anything about bikes, innovation, just see what's out there, new technologies. For all levels of cyclists. There's also healthcare and fitness, bike trips, nutrition.
Bike trips as well. You find out about that.
All over the world,
A friend of mine went on a bike trip and she said it was amazing because that's your mode of transportation. You meet with people and then you get on the bike and you go.
Absolutely.
So there's information on that as well.
Cycling is also great for social.
Yes.
It
is.
Meet people.
And the snacks.
The food. Gotta love the food.
I do agree.
I do. I agree with you too.
The bakeries and the coffee shops.
See? Now you brought some items here, right?
So technology is still evolving. See this helmet? In case of a shock or a fall, this moves.
Oh, wow.
You know? Same thing for this helmet. And
come a long way.
It moves.
So it
in
moves
there.
with you, so that helps with absorb the impact and
it repositions the helmet in case of a fall. There's always a rotation component of it, and then it will just reposition the helmet on your head to reduce concussions and really help dispersing all that energy, preventing injuries.
So that's going to be available as well. Okay.
This there are many handlebar bags on the market, but this one from Thule, if you want to go for lunch, you don't have to get it out of your bicycle. You just go, so your money, credit card is in there.
I love that. Yvonne, I love that. And okay, now we also have some other stuff behind us here. Let's take a look at that and what you have to offer there. So show us that. Talk about that.
So
we've got this over here. Yeah, there you go.
So it's a mini electric pump on the right.
Okay.
Then we have some Canadian products for oil or
cleaning the bike,
degreasing
the chain, all Canadian.
Wow, that is amazing what you have
And then
there.
we also have insulated stainless steel bottle. Really interesting for that one because stainless steel, it's a little bit more sustainable material. It doesn't taste anything, so you know how plastic bottles tend to retain all the taste.
Wow, that is
not
great.
This one.
So see, there's
look at those bikes now.
And now you've got the different bikes available here. Let's talk about what you have. Again, this is all going to be part of the Get to Know Ottawa Bike Show. Tell me about this bike here.
Go ahead, Anne.
This is actually a newer type of bike. It's a gravel bike, but as you can see from the shape of the bike, it's optimized on the aerodynamics.
Oh yeah.
So really fast, long distances, wider tires for that gravel, but really, really fast and almost like a time trial frame.
And gravel biking is just marvelous. It's growing very, very fast. The roads are narrower. You're more into nature.
Look at that.
It's just fantastic.
Yvonne, we only have 30 seconds left, and Anne, tell us about the other two bikes here. So, and we're going to get come on in here and hold that. Go ahead.
Here we have an AM Flow bike. It's an electric mounted bike. AM Flow is not a Canadian brand. It's related to DJI, which makes drone. They make the most efficient electric bikes out there, the most powerful and also the lightest. So definitely come and check them out.
Okay, that's incredible. And then what about this bike here? Is this also electric?
Also electric. City Bike Live is a women's brand. So it's the last remaining women's brand out there. So we have city bikes, fully equipped for comfort, fenders to keep your feet and body dry, comfortable, efficient.
You go to work, and
exactly.
you're not...
Can I get on it? I just got to get on it here. Okay, Yvonne and Anne, thank you so much for bringing the bikes here. These are so cool. This is an amazing bike. The Get to Know Ottawa Bike show is happening this weekend. This is awesome. I got to go for a ride here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
We have a smell of spring and summer coming in.
Spring is in the air, and I've got my bike ready. Thank you so much, Yvonne and Anne. We'll be right back with so much more here. All right, the